which is irrelevant to the green and gold postgame or Green Bay game night, whatever it's called. It starts based on when Mark Tauscher decides the game is over, and I'm sure he thought the game was over long before he decided to start. But, yes, we have a new record, the earliest postgame show ever. Now with 5 minutes remaining and the game over, the Packers currently leading 27-0, and the game hasn't been that close. Tausch, take us through first your decision on when to do the postgame.
So had I been home, I'm up at Lambeau. I'm at the Tundra Trio in our mobile studio. I would have started the game at halftime because this thing was a wrap at 21-0 at half.
21-0 at half. Yeah.
Yeah, it was over. And to be honest with you, I thought about starting the postgame after Wilde and Tausch this morning. That would have been disrespectful, so we didn't do that. Plus, I don't know if we had our full station to do our lineup today. This was one of those games. I think this is a great sign from a Packer fan standpoint in the respect that this is what you're supposed to do. This is a bad team. Walking out with some fans, you know what? I kind of wish it would have been a little more competitive. It's before Christmas. I wish that another group of fans, they kind of brought their JV team. That's what folks are saying. I'm not saying it. That's what folks are saying.
You need to talk to them. Do you say? Well, hold on.
I would say this. I would say they're professional football players, but you knew coming in, 14.5-point spread is absurd in the NFL. Like, it's absurd. And New Orleans, they just have run out of bodies. Their best players weren't available tonight. Doesn't mean they didn't play hard. I didn't really understand punting down 27-0. I didn't get that, but when you look at this game tonight, the best team played better. They're a better team. They'll win this with this lineup. They'll win this at Lambeau Field in December. They're going to win it 100 out of 100 times. That's where this is. And when you play a clean game and you don't do anything crazy and you just go about your business and be pros, this was a put on your pro hat and just go about your business. And when you do that, you're going to beat a team that you're better than very consistently, and that's what tonight was all about.
Yeah, and the Packers are playing well. Look at every game the Packers play, they raise his hand. If they don't make to the NFC Championship game, it's going to be a disappointment. They're playing at a level in which they deserve that appreciation and that fact. They got to make the NFC Championship game.
Okay, I'm not going to go that far.
What I
will say, right, because you're going to have to do 2 road games to do it.
Yes.
And can they do it? Yes, but they can. But this isn't. You're not playing Homer. You're not going to play the New Orleans Saints.
I understand.
You're not going to play the Chicago Bears. This Sunday, now at 3:25 after the flex, that will be your test. That will be where you're at because the Minnesota Vikings are very good. This will be what you see next Sunday will give you a very good indicator because right now I tweeted this middle of the third quarter. There's nobody playing better football than the Green Bay Packers right now, and I'm talking league-wide. And if you want to argue, you could say, well, they didn't play this, they didn't play this. They have played the last, 3 or 4 weeks as well as anyone is in this league. Their quarterback is playing very good football. Their running back is just as good, if not better, than Saquon. You're seeing him do things. He just doesn't get brought down by the first guy. The defense has cranked it up. And I think tonight we can say, really good defensive effort. You can't take a ton from it, but what you can say is you did what you're supposed to do. You suffocated a bad offense, and you created turnovers. You're putting pressure on the quarterback. You're doing everything that you're going to need to do when postseason football starts up. So you can say all about what you want, New Orleans, this, that. Good teams do what the Green Bay Packers did tonight. And right now, throughout this league, everybody is looking at the Green Bay Packers as a serious title contender. Whether or not they're going to get there, I don't know. The road is going to be very difficult. But if you play good, solid football and your defense shows up and your kicking game is doing what it's doing and your offense is as explosive and is, just consistent, you have a running game that you can marry up with everything else. That's why this team is winning games, and that's why they are one of the best teams in the NFL as we sit here today.
But you won't say they have earned the respect from you that they should make the NFC Championship game. I'm not even saying win the Super Bowl.
Homer.
I'm not even saying get to the Super Bowl. What do they have to do?
Here's what I will say.
Yes.
I would be disappointed if they don't because I think this team is special, and it has the pieces in place to do it. But I also respect playoff football.
Yeah.
And I respect having to go on the road. It is really tough to overcome. You're playing really good football teams. The NFC is stacked this year. You're going to have a team have to go on the road with potentially with only 3 losses. Green Bay is going to probably have 4 and at the most 5 losses, and they're going to have to win 3 road games to go to a Super Bowl. That is hard.
I know.
There's really good teams ahead of them. So I'm not going to go blanket statement like you would say, well, I'll be disappointed. I'll be disappointed as a fan. I'm not going to say it's disappointment because you have had a really good season. It takes something special. Does this team have that in them? Yes. Will they accomplish it? They have every opportunity to do it. But as we all know, it is really hard to win playoff games. This isn't Monday night on a cold night in December against a bad football team. You're going to have to go to Philly or Detroit.
Well, what about last week and what they did to Seattle and how good Seattle was this week?
It was super impressive. It was super impressive. And this team can make it. They have
what are you scared of?
I'm not scared of anything. I'm realistic.
No, you're not.
I know how. No, I am. It's very difficult. You have to go win 2 incredibly difficult road games that you'll
they
probably.
Are incredibly difficult.
You have to go to the Rams and play them right now. They're playing good. They are playing really good football. They just
that
beat.
Would be tough. Yes.
Who did they had beaten? I think Buffalo. Right? Did they beat Buffalo a couple weeks ago?
No, they're tough. Yes.
So if you have to go to LA and you get beat, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, what a waste of a season." I'm not. But I'll say I will be really disappointed because it feels like from a health standpoint and from a talent standpoint and guys coming together, Edger and Cooper flying around, Devontae Wyatt in the backfield all night. You're seeing all this young talent ascend itself. You're getting the confidence that you need, and when you have all of those factors, it can be a special season. But I respect this game and how hard it is too much for me to make a blanket statement like you just made, even though I do believe firmly that this team has everything it needs to not only get to an NFC championship game, this team is good enough to win a Super Bowl. Does that mean that's what's going to happen? No. But it certainly can, and you've positioned yourself.
Yeah, see, and I don't think they are. They'd have to win 4 games, and I don't think they're good enough.
Well, we'll find out.
I know. That's why I'm saying,
too. That's the beauty of football. So you'll be disappointed if they go on the road and lose to Detroit in the second round.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, they've lost to Detroit
I don't know
twice
that
already.
That's going to be, but they're getting better.
Listen, if they're a 6 seed, which if everything shakes out the way we think it is, that's where they're going to be, they'll win their opener, and they'll have to go to Detroit. That's where this is. Unless Detroit loses to Minnesota, they will have to go to Detroit. Detroit has been the best team in the league all season.
Yeah, but they're not.
Now,
I listen to you, Tausch. Are you the same Tausch you said they're just not the same team? What are the different phrases you said about Detroit? You're not playing that team.
I think they can beat them, but I'm not going to sit here and say with Detroit's offense and what they do, and they're getting guys back, I think Detroit is decimated by injuries. They have lost their best interior D lineman. They lost their best cover corner, and they lost their best rush out edge linebacker or outside defensive end, and they lost their starting middle linebacker. That is a big bridge to carry, and I think our offense will be dynamite. Can we stop their offense? I don't know. And you have to go on the road. It is not easy, and that's my point. That's why I'm saying, yes, they can. And I think they should beat a team like Detroit when they're as decimated as they are and Green Bay's as healthy as they are. But that doesn't mean, that's what's going to happen. You have to let things play out, and I will not be one of these guys that if you have to play better than you did the last time you played Detroit. You can't. The margin for error is limited. And even in this game tonight, second half-wise, They were fine, but they didn't. I wouldn't say what's the score right now since the postgame show has started early. Is it still 27-0?
Let me check, sir.
So that's where you have a lot of margin for error when you play a team.
34-0.
34-0. So you have a lot of margin for error when you play a team like New Orleans. You don't have that margin of error when you're playing against Detroit. If you have to go to Philadelphia, you have no margin. Your margin for error is razor's thin, and that's why those games are always so you just don't know.
Yeah. No, everything you say is true. But you perform at a level in which, I didn't say I would be shocked. I'm saying part of playing at this level sets a standard that's higher, which is an appropriate standard given how well you're playing.
Yeah, the expectation game for this Packer team is rising every week.
Yes.
There is no doubt. And I think everybody in that locker room has those expectations that they're good enough to win the whole thing. But there's people in Detroit that are saying that. This is a weird year. The fact that you have so much concentration of good football teams in one division that have beaten themselves up and are going to position themselves at 2 of the 3 teams, you can make an argument. Philadelphia is one of the top 3 teams. The top 4 teams in this NFC, 3 of them are in the NFC North. And 2 of them are going to have to probably win 3 road games to get there. That is a big mountain to climb. We saw it in 2010. We've seen it very rarely because it takes more emotional energy to win on the road. It has happened in the past. It could happen again, but typically that road is littered with just almosts and bitter failures. Doesn't mean it can't happen, and I think we should be incredibly optimistic after what we saw the last couple weeks and where this team is trending, but it's still going to be a wild, tough road if the Green Bay Packers are going to get there.
34-0. Game is over. That's why we have started the post-game show at the direction of Mark Tauscher, who is now in charge of when we start the post-game show.
Is the game officially over now?
It is not over
rolling?
yet. There's 1:47 left. They threw a long
Okay.
pass to Reed, then another run. The touchdown, I think this time, I don't know if it's Wilson, I think, who scored. And now New Orleans is I hope New Orleans scores because my prediction of the score was 35-7.
Ooh,
and if they would
I think I went 45-6. I thought we'd score a little bit more, let off a little bit of the gas in the second half, but offensively, man, this team, I can't tell you how important Josh Jacobs has been and what he's meant to this team.
Yeah.
Being at this game and watching, it was so noticeable, and I'm sure it was on TV as well. The first guy just doesn't bring him down. The first guy is never getting him down. He's making great jump cuts. I don't even know what his stat line is going to end up looking like tonight, but he brings such an element of physicality and what he brings confidence-wise to the play caller and to this offensive line and to Jordan. It's so noticeable, and the fact that Brian Gutekunst has brought in, you can make an argument. I know Saquon's going to get a lot of love in Philly. From an impact standpoint, one of the most impactful defensive players that has changed this football team is Xavier McKinney. And then offensively, you've brought in an absolute dog on the offensive side of the football to shore up anything that maybe you were missing out on. And this team is full tilt, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to? We'll take a break and then we'll get to your Tito's as it's appropriate. 1:22 left. So how do we do the post game before the game's ended? Because our post game starts when Tausch says it's over.
When do you think I could have, Homer? When do you think?
Halftime.
I think that's a little bit. At halftime, I'd want to see it probably in the mid-30s. And then third quarter, I like it. And even, there's times if you're playing a really good offense, if you're only up 18 or 20, you feel like, man, maybe a turnover here and you can get that thing down.
You can decide on future games.
Did you ever feel tonight, like I just never felt from this morning, yesterday.
21-0, it's over because they can't score 21 points.
Yeah, they're just, their offense without their weapons, they tried. They gave their best effort, but it's way too much to overcome. The Packers are just markedly better than New Orleans.
And you're right. If a team has an offense, you have to consider they might score. But I think the Packers could play 12 quarters against this New Orleans team before New Orleans would have a chance to get to where they are now, 34, maybe even 4 games.
But yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. They gave away points with that bad decision by Rattler on the little bootleg when he threw it back across his body and Zane Anderson picks it off. That's what happens when you get behind. You start pressing a little bit. But Green Bay's defense made life miserable for him tonight. Yeah. And I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if I'm more impressed from what Jeff Hafley and this defense got after him. And granted, it's a young quarterback. It's somebody that is just kind of getting his feet wet in the NFL. And their O-line is a little bit beaten up. But I think the Packers' D-line, it is proven now, and you watch Seattle, you watch this, when they're playing teams that aren't very good up front, they are dominating. Now, the big test is going to be, can Devontae Wyatt and can Edgerrin Cooper and can Rashawn Gary and Brenton Cox and all the guys that have now kind of emerged, can they do this against Philly? Can they do this against Minnesota? And can they do this against Detroit? Because that's what this season is going to come down to.
Yep.
Is this pass rush, can they show up when they play against these big boy offensive lines?
Yes, if Cooper is what he has been, yes, they can. He's the key to the whole
noticed,
season.
just talking to some folks tonight, too.
Yes.
Everybody is saying the same thing where everything just seems faster. Quay Walker, who's played that spot, Quay has been a solid player, but he has not been a difference maker.
Yep.
And I think what people are watching and saying, man, Edgerrin Cooper he's there quicker. He's more impactful. And when you factor all of that in, that's where you get those big plays. And that, I think, has always been the big Achilles heel of these middle linebackers that the Packer fans are looking at saying, yeah, they're tackling machines, but, man, I want some guys that are going to be impactful and make big plays.
Yep.
And it looks like Edgerrin Cooper, at least early on, he's one of those guys.
Makes everybody better. All right, we will break, and then the postgame will continue with our first portion after the game actually ended. Next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Boatybox Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in an eco-friendly box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boatybox is the equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, where there's quality in every sip. Boatybox. Be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Boatybox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy, because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Which program is more dysfunctional, the Wisconsin Badgers or the Chicago Bears? I'm just relating it back to this weekend. I'm just relating it back.
I'm a fan of both. Jim's two favorite teams.
It's Jim's fault. Like, these teams are the reason they are the way they are because of Jim.
Jim is a football curse. Yeah, maybe.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's Urgent Care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box Wine Line at 800-990-3776.
They're down and goal, back to the air. Touchdown, Wicks wide open. Green Bay takes the early lead.
The postgame has now been going on since there were 5 minutes left to go in the game when the Packers led 27-0 because Tausch is now setting a new standard for postgame shows.
I like this a lot, too. Got a lot of people tweeting, like, start the postgame.
Yeah.
Start it in the third quarter. It's a fun game, and I don't think we will ever start a game where we end up losing the football game.
Don't say we. It's not we.
No,
you decide.
If I come when it's a 14-point game and we end up losing by 3 in regulation, shame on me. I probably should never.
You.
I don't think. No, I think we both have to say that'll be it for us as postgame.
No.
Well, what do you mean? No,
I don't have any control. Look at when you're in charge. What do you mean? You want to be in charge but not be responsible?
No, I'm going to be both. If I ever start a postgame show and the Packers lose, I will fire myself from the postgame.
No, I'm not as hard as you. I think
that's what accountability looks like.
Accountability is within reason. If the craziness happens, you'll get a pass. But yeah, I mean, we're all comfortable with you deciding.
All right, here's the deal.
Yes.
I will give myself a 2-week suspension.
Whatever you want to do.
And if it happens a second time, I will fire myself, not from Wilde and Tausch, but from the postgame show. Fair?
No, we aren't letting you fire yourself from the postgame show because we want you on the postgame show. But anyway,
we
started with 5 minutes to go and everything's fine now. Come on, give us a Tito's.
You want a little Tito's action?
I want a little Tito's action, yes.
You know I'm always up for a little Tito's action. Tito's handmade vodka. It is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back and doing good for dogs. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly. So we haven't done my opening statement yet, and I know you love that.
No, you did your opening statement, but
when?
We need to do it again.
We got to do it again because,
yes.
So the opening statement tonight is this Packers football team is playing the best in the NFL as we sit here right now. And I'm talking.
Wait a minute.
I had this conversation.
In the NFL?
Who's playing better?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
Yes.
I don't know. Are they?
All right, okay.
Is their offense playing better? I don't know. Kansas City deserves its credit. I'm not trying to all I'm saying is you look at the 3 phases of football right now. Green Bay's defense has been dynamite. You go, they played Seattle. They played. You can only play who you played. And all I'm saying is right now, as we look at this, is Detroit playing good football? Sure. 2 weeks ago, they gave up 40-some-odd points. I don't see this team giving up 40 points to Minnesota this weekend. I don't see them giving them up to the Bears. Now, again, playoff football is going to be a whole different animal. And I'm saying right now, this Packers football team is playing as well as anybody in the NFL.
Well, if playoff football is a whole different animal, then all this is to some degree meaningless.
You can make an argument. I was not jazzed up about this game today. I didn't think this was going to be a telling game. To me, this was just going to be about where are we at? Is this team, this young team, growing up? And the answer is yes. And that's why I'm excited. Because they could have easily known Saints stink. Their offense, all their weapons are out. Top wide out, quarterback, top running back. They're all out. This is going to be a roll out the helmet game. You can't do that in the NFL, but it takes some time. Sometimes young teams don't know that. Young teams will just kind of buy into it. This young football team said, we are going to stomp on their throats tonight. And that's what they did. And once you got that lead, this thing was deuces. And then the defense did its thing, and you saw that complimentary football you're looking for. So tonight was a yeoman's professional, we are growing up right here, and we are ready to go chase a championship. That's what tonight at Lambeau Field was all about. You disagree?
No, I'm ready with you totally. I just think that as they continue to play the way you mentioned, then you have to then set a different standard in the playoffs. That if this is what you say, you can't say, well, it just happens, but yeah, it's all different. No. If they were a veteran team, I would be saying, I believe that they can win the Super Bowl. The fact that I will only say that I believe they'll make the NFC Championship game tells you that I recognize some of what you say. But they have earned a level of expectation. It would be unfair to them to say that they shouldn't do at least that. Otherwise, what they've done now is all just phony. It's all just fiddling and diddling. It's all just,
I wouldn't say it's phony.
Like the cup. It's like what
Homer,
they're doing is winning the cup.
You could take a first-grade math exam and pass with flying colors and say, I'm really good at math. And then you can get a trigonometry exam as a junior, and you could struggle and say, I thought I was really good at math. Like, there's varying degrees of all of this. And different tests will showcase different things. Sunday will be a whole nother level in the exam world that the Green Bay Packers have. Road game.
They lose by 20, team. I don't care. I still have a standard they make the NFC Championship game.
They're not going to lose by 20.
Well, but if they did, I'm not going to let one game change the level of play that they have earned the right to be viewed as.
Do you think, and I think we should poll this, do you think Packer fans look at this as a team that should go win a championship?
Do you, given the Packers' recent play, do you believe they should win?
Given the Packers' recent play and the probable road they're going to have to go on, do you believe this team can win a championship? You need those caveats.
Okay, all right.
Because I think in general we're all going to sit here and say, yeah, I think.
No, I'm not.
Man, really good quarter. Yeah, but you're a cynic and you're kind of a negative Nancy, so that's okay. Not everybody can be. Well, not everybody's going to be.
I don't think to say they're not going to win the Super Bowl is a negative Nancy. You've given me all the reasons.
So here's the deal.
They haven't beaten any really good teams all year, have they?
That's a fair criticism. Right. I don't even know who is their best win on the season.
I'll defer to somebody else on that.
Houston Texans?
I
think when you look at records, the Houston Texans is the best win against an opponent that the Green Bay Packers have had. I would say beating the Rams in L.A. is looking.
No, they didn't have anybody.
But they didn't have Puka and they didn't have Cooper.
Right.
I would think right now your best victory of this season.
Seahawks, to me, looks pretty good. At Seattle, and given what the Seahawks did the next
without
game.
Their starting quarterback for part of it. It's a good win. I still think the Houston Texans win, which, if I'm being honest, I wasn't that impressed with at that time. That's your signature win. So if you want to criticize
the answer is they don't have one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't.
I would agree with that. And you could have one, but even if you beat Minnesota on Sunday, you're potentially getting the position that you can end up getting in that 5 slot. That's about the best you're going to get.
I want to apologize. We have people waiting, and I just got so excited in the first.
Shug's got to be. Is Shug up or is he done?
He's not up. We're going to take a break.
Shug!
We'll get to the callers.
Shug,
maybe.
What's Shug doing?
What do you mean? I don't have him on some kind of government.
Well, Shug is always. Come on, Shug.
He's ready. But
let's go.
You want to go? You don't need a break.
Get Shug. We always go Shug to start if he's on.
Shugs, you're on. This is the first ever post-game show that started appropriately with 5 minutes left to go in the game. Yes, Shugs. Sugar-free until Tausch gave him a new name. Yes.
Yeah. We have to prove next week. Next week is the day that the Packers need to win on the road against a big opponent, and then we're ready for the Super Bowl.
So if they lose closely, that doesn't count for anything? They have to win?
Yeah, they have to win.
All right.
Yeah, then you can't go in there and lose 5 games to the top dogs and think you're going to go to the Super Bowl through that gauntlet.
All right.
But I mean, they're on their way.
Let me just make sure I have it right. How will you assess the Packers going into the playoffs if they lose to the Minnesota, and how will you view them if they win? How will you view them if they win? They could win the Super Bowl then?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
If they lose to Minnesota, what are you saying?
And they still can win it, but it's not going to be. It's going to be one of those they have to go through the gauntlet, like Couch just said, and they.
So you don't believe they're going to win it if they lose to the Vikings?
Well, I always believe they're going to win.
Okay.
Always,
right. Take it away, Tausch. I'm just lost with Shug.
No, I think Shug. The Minnesota game, I think, is important from a fan psychological standpoint, but from a player standpoint, this is going to come down to: do you believe that you can beat this? I know they do. Now, whether or not they can execute it and play a good team on the road, they have a lot to play for yet. You're going to have two highly motivated football teams going up there, but Green Bay's lot in this isn't going to change all that much. It maybe will go from a 6 to a 5, but they're not going to get to a 2 or a 1. So their road is going to be their road, whether it's going to be in the 5 slot or the
game is meaningless other than as necessary
psychologically.
Correct.
I think I think Shug's point is you have to showcase that you can win against a good team.
But Shug, what does he know? You played. If you were on this team, how important would it be for you to beat Minnesota and your playoff expectations? Take it away, Tausch.
I'm going to tell you this. It would be important, but I have lived this. We went up to Minnesota with a divisional playoff on the line up there at Christmas. We beat them. And then 2 weeks later, they came down here and mooned us out of Lambeau Field. Randy Moss mooned us, and Joe Buck said it was disgusting. So all of that, what I'm trying to tell everybody is, yes, regular season football is important, getting seeded and finding a good path. But the playoffs are so different. It's just a different mentality. It's a different mindset. And, yes, I think to Shug's point, that mindset of knowing, I just don't think that locker room has a lack of confidence regardless. If they go up to Minnesota and get beat, you don't think they already think they can beat Detroit? They can, but they got to prove it. So all of this other stuff is great, and they can go and beat Minnesota this weekend. Is that going to give them a leg up when they go play them in the playoffs again? It all gets reset, but you learn lessons, and you do want to feel like you're right now, this team is flying high because they just beat a bad team. They beat a team in Seattle that is a potential playoff team. But it's about how you feel about your team. And this locker room, regardless if they lose or beat Minnesota, is still going to feel like nobody wants to play them and that they can beat any team left in this NFC in the playoffs.
How helpful is what happened last year? Does that have any impact at all on the view of the players?
I just don't think it. I don't think it has any.
Okay.
Every year stands out its own. I think guys having some experience in it will be nice, but it comes down to how you're playing and how are you going to go out and execute that day.
All right, Shugs, one last comment.
Yeah, I think it is important. I believe if the Packers tie the Vikings, I would believe that we roll into the fifth. I would think so.
We were looking at that today. We were looking at it today. They're 8-2 in conference play, but if they lose out, they'll be 8-4, just like we will. So then it goes to another set of tiebreakers. So I don't know if we'll know. And then Detroit, if Detroit wins and we beat Minnesota, Detroit, will they empty their bucket to play when they'll have the 1 seed wrapped up? There's all these variables that are potentially in play.
Correct, but if we want the 5th seed because
yes, we do.
The Vikings are a top team. We could play them in the NFC Championship in Lambeau. Now that's important.
Yeah, that's not going to happen though. It's going to be Philly or Detroit.
All right, Shugs, thanks for the call. We got other people waiting. Mike was at the game. Mike, Levi, Anthony, and Jeff. We also have the dog of the game. All to come. The earliest ever post-game show that started, if you're wondering, 5 minutes before the end of the game, appropriately, as determined by Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Your calls and dog of the game next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green and gold fans, it's game day.
And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Indulge in the ultimate chocolate experience this holiday season with Gail Ambrosius Chocolatier. Your significant other will love the handcrafted selection created right here in Madison. Stop by their store on Atwood and treat your taste buds today. Once you taste the difference that locally owned and made chocolate provides, you'll never go back to the mass-produced box of chocolate again. Share the joy with a box of chocolate from Gail Ambrosius Chocolatier on Atwood.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Power rank the three of us. Who would you protect most the least?
No, you gotta do it.
We are matched up against clones of ourselves.
Yeah. Obviously, stroke person is pretty weak, so all the blows ain't gonna be too hard.
3. I'll go with Kyle.
God dang it! Right, you gonna let me get beat up? You gonna let me get beat up right now? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison.
Imagine a place where all your fitness needs are under one roof. Sarah Tauscher here. The Prairie Athletic Club has everything you need, from group fitness, personal training, CrossFit, and so much more. Join now and you can save $10 per month for your first year and enjoy 3 months of hot yoga for free. Kickstart your healthiest lifestyle all in one place at the back. Stop by today or visit prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
We got dogs.
It's time for the Sit Mean Sit.
Yeah, we got dogs, Jimmy.
Dog of the game.
Jaire Alexander. Christian Watson. Quay Walker. He's a dog. Kenny Clark. Jordan Love.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
Yes, he's a little crazy sometimes, his dog of the game, and he'll throw in low-hanging fruit. I'm not sure I know what that is today, but Tausch with his dog of the game.
So many tonight, isn't there?
I don't know.
Is there LHF? Is there LHF tonight, or is it Because you could say, well, Josh Jacobs did some great things, and he did.
Yes,
and
you can.
And that would be the low-hanging fruit. And, well, Jaden Reed did some great things. And, you could just look at the whole group. There are just a lot of contributors all in all. And I'm not going to go with a coach for that tonight. So I guess I'm going to go back to my guy from last week and say Edgerrin Cooper was the dog of the game.
10 tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle
a tackle for loss. Flying around, and I think setting the tone for this defense to pitch a shutout.
First shutout of the league this year, by the way.
First shutout of the league?
Yep.
And there's some bad offenses, too. That's a big boy effort. So you could go Jeff Hafley. I'm not going to go coach, not tonight. So I'm going to go Edgerrin Cooper just for setting the tone. Even though I thought the D-line dominated the game, it was just a physical, downhill game, and I think Edgerrin Cooper is kind of that difference maker as far as what that looks like. So Edgerrin Cooper, woof, 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 is my dog of the game.
Mine would be part of it. I think at times he's crazy, but he clearly is part of the changed attitude. Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah. Big Strack.
And I don't know. They need to have Jaire Alexander back, but credit to them because there really hasn't been any talk of how badly they need him, which is the best thing you can do.
No Olave.
Yeah.
I want to sit here and tell you how great tonight was defensively, and it was. First shutout of the year defensively, which is crazy. I'm shocked by that. But Jaire Alexander, I don't know what is going on because he practiced every day. There's no doubt, and I thought Jason on our show this morning brought up a really good point. He is incredibly motivated by playing against Justin Jefferson, and I think Jaire is at that point now where you want to see him out there and you want to see him fully engaged. And I'd love to find out what the heck is going on. But they keep that stuff in-house. There's injuries involved. I get all of that, but it is very weird for someone to practice as much as he's practiced and not suit up.
And you're speaking as a former player who's lived this and experienced it and seen players in various situations.
Well, I just don't know what it is because
I know what it is.
What is it?
He's done.
He's done what?
He's finishing up with the Green Bay Packers. He has a PCL, and all the doctors say it's different. I assume it's partly mental, where you have to be willing to go out and take the risk and whatever goes through to what could happen. And I'm not sure he's been really great at that. But he has to play unless something new came out of the injury for his future with another team. He's finishing up with the Green Bay Packers this year.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to be right because of salary and because of where he's at. But I just wonder the end of this season. I just know as a player, you're going to practice, and if you're healthy enough to practice full speed, and I don't know where he's at and how much he's practicing. I just know if you're going to play on Sunday against Minnesota, which I hope he does because I love that matchup.
They're not counting on him, though, right? You know that.
No, I don't think anyone's counting on anything. And I really think the coaching staff was stung. I don't remember which game where he played 4 or 5 snaps and had to come out. And I think they trusted that he was going to do it. And now, anytime you have a little bit of breach in trust of, coaches will lean on the medical staff, and the players and the medical staff have communication and will say, yeah, I can get through this. I know I can do this. And if you go out and play, they will give you that trust. If you don't, and then you leave your team in a shorthanded situation, which is what happened, the coaches are very hesitant to just go ahead and agree with that. And I don't know where the communication is. I don't know how that all plays.
Don't tell us you can play unless you know you can play the entire game.
But if he's practicing and he says he's going to play, and then you don't dress him, there's going to be some consternation. And I don't know. I'll be fine, and I'm sure Jason will, dig into that because I know he's intrigued as well. I think the fact that we all thought he was playing last week and then he didn't, and then he practiced 3 days in pads and the full deal, and then we see the inactives come out and everybody's like, "Ooh, that's odd."
He has to tell them that he's available for the entire game.
I think you tell them by practicing.
Oh,
then the
all right.
coaches have to say, I think he's moving well enough, and we trust that he's going to play. Don't know if that's the case. We will find out. I'm sure there's going to be some conversation. I don't know about it right after the game, but my guess would be in the Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever presser Matt LaFleur is going to do, we will hear more about that, because that will be a storyline all week when you're talking about a really good receiving core. You will be tested in many, many bigger ways than what we saw tonight.
I want to be on record. I expect him to play.
Did you expect him to play today?
No. Game's not important enough.
Why did he practice 3 times then?
I'll defer to you on that.
Well,
he's not.
I didn't think he'd play. So you're not deferring to me.
Well,
you
no.
said you thought he would.
No. I think he'll play next week, not this week. I didn't think he would play
I hope
this
he does. I enjoyed Jaire when he was healthy and playing at a high level. He was fun to watch.
Yep.
We have not seen that in a long time.
It's true. The dog of the game is brought to you by Sit Means Sit. If your dogs don't always listen to you, or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule a free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Mike was at the game. Mike, you're on the Green and Gold post-game or G&G post-game.
The G&G.
As
PG.
Tausch would like
G&G PG.
And, of course, we should call it that because he's the one who decided when we do the post-game show, which is no longer at the end of the game. Yes, Mike.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
I'm
awesome.
great. I'm proud to be part of a post-game show that decides when it starts, not necessarily at the end of the game. And
I'm
I
with
give
you,
Tausch
Homer.
the credit.
I love it, too. Yep.
All right. Yes, Mike.
Yes. All righty, yeah. Let's see. I think coming up with the Vikings, a couple things here.
Vikings favored by a point, I believe.
Is that it?
Yeah, the Kevin O'Connell, the Kevin O'Connell offense is all about rhythm, just like they did at Lambeau. They, were up tempo, and if they're up tempo there, it's probably going to be tough to beat them. But I go back to the San Francisco game when we play in the playoff game last year. When we play the way we do, and we have long drives, we score at the end, keep our defense fresh. I don't think there's any team in the NFL. Josh Jacobs running the ball. I don't think there's any team in the NFL, as long as we're controlling the clock and the tempo. I don't think there's any team in the NFL that can beat us for the rest of the way. Now, a couple things. I don't know if we'd have a potential, like what's his name said, to ever play the Vikings again. I guess to move up to the other 5 slot, but I just want to see how O'Connell, if it's up tempo there, it's probably going to be a tough road to hoe. We just got to control the tempo and go back to the Detroit game when we didn't take the ball right away. They had the ball 10 times. We had the ball 9. Obviously, the 10th time they kicked the field goal. But as far as that goes, also for Mr. Tauscher there, I was at that Vikings game in Minnesota, and I was at my season ticket when Randy Moss mooned that. So I'm not too worried about if they end up losing there. I just don't want anybody to get hurt. I did see Jacobs kind of come off with holding his arm, and then Watson was right in front of me sitting down, so kind of concerned about those two guys.
Yeah, you're always concerned about Watson when anything happens.
What's that?
Always concerned about Watson when anything happens.
Oh, yeah, and I don't know. He didn't look, I don't know, so I'm a little concerned about
Tausch, are you concerned about either?
Yeah.
You're a football doctor.
I am not concerned. I think, tonight Josh Jacobs played, about what I expected. And I think they, obviously any little ding that you see, you're going to say, all right, enough. We're up 24. Post-game show over on ESPN started already. Let's call this thing. Let's deuce this thing up. You want to get these other guys some carries, but Josh Jacobs needs to be fresh and healthy going into the playoffs. And if he's dinged up, you have to be very cautious with him because, yes, this is a big game, and I think it's important to go up to Minnesota and try to win that football game. But I'm telling you right now, it's all going to come down to let's be as prepared and ready to roll when we start those playoffs. Whatever that's going to look like, I think you empty the bucket. I'm not saying don't go up to Minnesota and try and win. I want full tilt as long as everybody's healthy. But if Josh Jacobs is lingering and something's bothering him, I will give in for this week to have him fresh and healthy to go whenever those playoffs start for us.
Well, also I think the dog of the game. I think the offensive line's played great the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Right.
Absolutely.
Duly noted. Nice.
No, I just thought with the defense throwing a shutout, I had to go on the defensive side of the ball.
When
tonight.
it hasn't
That's
been
all.
done in the entire league.
I go all line every night when you have a running game like what we're doing, and what the boys, the protection that they gave Jordan tonight for the most part was fantastic too. Just been the group is coming together in a really nice way.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Of course, we have the Boda Box Fine Wine line. Everybody is taking care of that. And next we're going to have the Gordon Flesh.
What are we flushing and fleshing tonight, old boy?
How far should you demand or expect the Packers go in the playoffs?
You're not in the demand business.
Okay, fine.
Fine. Let's expect.
Okay, X. How far should you expect the
that's a
Packers
poll.
to go?
Have we thrown a poll? I haven't seen it. We thrown a poll on the field yet?
Not yet.
Let's do
We'll
that.
do that after we see exactly how you set up the flush it or flesh it with the Gordon Flesh Company portion of the post game. The Packers won by so many. It doesn't matter. Well, you need to
34.
know the first shutout of the season. And it was 34-0. We started the post game when it was 27-0. 5 minutes remaining. Very, very proud of it. A great decision by Tausch.
Yep.
Flush it or flesh it on the Packers in the playoffs next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truck Star Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Did you miss us?
We're back!
The Playoff Pack are back.
I'm just here to tell you, Pack is back.
Keep up with all postseason coverage right here on 94.5 ESPN and on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776. Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
What do you expect of the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs? That's Flush It or Flesh It, presented by Gordon Flesh Company. Take it away, Tausch.
Well, it takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's true on the football field as it is in the office. And the Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes. What a great number, for over 65 years. Visit gflesh.com to learn more. Official partners of both the Wisconsin Badgers and our playoff-bound Green Bay Packers.
The poll question, do you expect the Packers to win the Super Bowl, make the Super Bowl, make the NFC Championship game, or win a playoff game? Those are your four choices.
Okay.
Flush it or flesh it, Tausch.
It's a tough question. I don't expect the Green Bay Packers to go to the playoffs and not win a game. I think they're either going to play the Rams or the Falcons/Bucks, and they should beat either of those teams. Then it gets tricky for me, because if you have to go to Detroit or to Philadelphia, I am not going to sit here. I'm not arrogant enough to say that they should beat those teams, because they've played both of those teams. They've played one of them twice, and while they played hard and were in both opportunities to win, especially, well, they weren't really the one here, but I don't count that game because of Jordan's injury and everything else. I can't say more than winning one. I expect them to win a playoff game. And then everything else is going to be sweet, sweet, sweet. But I can't expect anything more than that, because you're going to have to do this on the road. I expect when you play home playoff games to win. Road playoff games, you need to be better than the team. You need to be, for me to expect it. Now, do I think it can happen? Abso-blank-and-lutely. But I'm not going to be arrogant enough to sit here and say, well, if they lose to Detroit or if they lose to Philly, what a wasted season. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to have it.
I didn't believe that.
That's where I'm at.
There was anything about a wasted season. Just,
well, you said disappointed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a wasted season, because as young as they are, this speaks to a positive attitude for the future. Like it won't be a wasted season because I now will be disappointed if Jordan Love doesn't win a Super Bowl at some point in his career with Green Bay.
I'm already there. Are you not there already?
No, I am. That's what I'm saying. So that's been
But
created.
they could lose in the first round, and you could still feel that same
correct,
way.
but I'm saying so that I would never say this is a wasted season. But for the season itself, on its own, they have played well enough to appropriately expect an appearance in the NFC Championship game. So it's not that much further than you. I expect them to be able to win 2 games. I understand it's tough, and I think they will be significantly better or better enough in one of those 2 games that you're not asking for something so impossible. They need the help like they got in 2010 where
nothing is going to be impossible.
Right.
That's not
impossible
even,
to me is to win multiple games against teams this good. That's what I find impossible.
Hey, the beauty of the playoffs is you only got to beat them once. And the pressure, just like last year, will be all on that team. The Packers will have pressure on them in the first game. If the Packers play Detroit or Philadelphia and they're at their place, they will be underdogs and it won't be the same as last year where it was house money going to San Fran, but it will have the same feel of, oh, shucks, we haven't been able to beat these guys. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. And that is another freeing part to this whole equation that you can look at, and I think that's the fun part of it from the Packers standpoint is they haven't established themselves yet. I look at them a certain way. I don't know necessarily if a national perspective is looking at it as, well, the Packers are this good. I think they're still viewed as a second-tier NFC team. Not quite as good as the top 3 and really the top 2. And then I think people are lumping us in a little bit with Minnesota.
No, below Minnesota.
I look at it
because the Packers don't have a good win.
But I look at it as in a different way. Well, I don't know. Who's Minnesota's great win against?
Well, beat the Packers.
Okay, that's their signature win. Green Bay can go have a signature win later in the year at their place, and you could say, well, that's a great signature win. Bottom line is none of it's going to mean squat if you can't beat Detroit or Philly. That's just how it is.
All right, so we have the expectations. The poll question is up. Anything else you would like to add about the Gordon Flesh Company?
I have added everything I've needed to from the Gordon Flesh Company. I think when you flesh this out, I think you look at this, it's all about your perspective on where this team is, and this team is a really good team. They have not proven to be a great team. You do that in the playoffs. You can be a great regular season team nobody gives 2 rips about. You remember Marty Schottenheimer's last year with the Chargers? Yeah, nobody else does either. They got fired. He got fired at 14-2 because he didn't get it done in the playoffs. It comes down to, are you playing your best football in the postseason, and can you execute that consistently against great competition? That's where we're at. We're at that stage now. We want to see more consistency from this team against the big boys. You didn't have that opportunity tonight. You did everything you needed to do to beat a bad football team. Kudos to y'all. Sunday will be an opportunity to show we're playing against a really good team on the road like we will have to do in the playoffs. Can we do this consistently to get a big signature win to kind of cap this regular season off and springboard us into a postseason? That's what Sunday is going to be about.
All right, let's go to Anthony. You're on with the Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Let her fly, Anthony.
This call will be recorded.
Hey, what's up, Tausch and Homer? Yeah, just got some stuff to cover real quick. I love your take about the dogs. I'd say, Jacob McManus, he was definitely a dog, but the other thing is, like, they didn't really need dogs tonight. Like, the Saints didn't really field an NFL team. Like, like the Saints need some dogs themselves. And
puppies were good enough.
I think you should consider. Oh yeah. And like another point I'd like to make tonight, like if you consider the profound question, like which NFL coach would you like as a life coach? Like I think LaFleur is up there, like LaFleur. And then my last point is like Mark Murphy is a freaking dog. Like let's let's just like put that out there too. Like Mark Murphy, pure dog. All right, I'll hand it back to you guys.
He is taking care of business. Yes, he hired LaFleur on his own. Didn't let the GM do it, and it would appear that was a good decision.
Didn't let the GM.
No, he scammed him. He scammed the GM.
He pulled a fast one on
Yes.
duty, but he has put people in place that are really good at their jobs.
Yes.
And the team is stacked. There's a ton of talent. They're getting a ton out of it. And now we need to see it. We need to see it when the postseason comes around, because this has been, with very few exceptions, a really good regular season team and just fallen a little bit short too many times. Now you have another opportunity with a good team that is healthy and is ready to roll. The task at hand is going to be a big boy one, but I think this team is up for it if they can continue to play on the elevated level that they're going. They are definitely trending, as these Packer teams always do. December and January come around, it is keep elevating. Crazy things can happen. We saw it in 2010. We've seen some, the air come out of the balloon a little bit at sometimes too. But until that happens, why would you not be optimistic about where this team's at?
A final word or two from Tausch, and maybe we can sneak in a call or two for him, because the people want to talk to the Hall of Famer. That is next. Packers won, and the first shutout of the NFL season. You're next with Tausch.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Make this December one to remember at Metro Kia of Madison. Get the 2025 Kia Sportage or the 2025 Kia Sorrento with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, $17.29 per thousand borrowed. Plus, every new vehicle comes with Metro Kia's wonderful 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty, and qualified buyers can get 90 days deferred payments. These holiday specials won't last forever, so head to Metro Kia of Madison today.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Simple. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. And again, you can win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. Join now, because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Here's what I'll do. I'll get the smoked buffalo wings, have the blue cheese on the side, but then I'll get an order of fries with cheese and bacon on them, and I'll dip it in the ranch.
Wait, that sounds amazing.
It's outstanding.
One of the weird food joys in my life is when you're eating buffalo wings and you dip it in the ranch and the buffalo sauce gets in the ranch.
Oh, it's great.
Elite.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Looking to kickstart a healthier lifestyle? Prairie Athletic Club has everything you need, and now's the perfect time to join the pack. Sarah Tauscher here, and for a limited time, you can save $10 per month for your first year and enjoy 3 months of hot yoga for free. Don't wait. Your healthiest lifestyle starts now. Join today and discover why the pack is consistently voted the best place to work out. Visit prairieathletic.com today. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
You heard the final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, here's the Emmy Award winner, Homer.
A historic green and gold postgame because with Tauscher's direction, we didn't wait till the game was over. The game was over with 5 minutes remaining, and that's when the green and gold postgame show started. Packers were at the time leading 27-0.
Yeah, I apologize for that too, Homer. I feel like I let our audience down, and
should have done it sooner.
Yeah, it got the crew up here watching the game at Lambeau, so we wanted to soak in a little bit more of the atmosphere. But yeah, this thing was Rhapsody USA. Probably could have done it right after halftime.
Or start of the fourth quarter, end of the third quarter.
Yeah, it could have probably gotten a little bit earlier. But yes, this was the beauty of tonight to me, is this league is tricky. You have games where you feel like, boy, we're just a lot better than them, and you lose. Or you have games, this should be easy, and it's not. That's kind of how the NFL is built. But tonight was, I thought all week, it's going to be easy. No Kamara. This is going to be an easy game. And it was actually easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was 34-0, and I want to emphasize it
could have been worse.
Wasn't that
close?
Could
have been a lot worse. Yeah, it was. It could have been. I think had Green Bay even played maybe a little bit more, it could have been a lot worse. New Orleans, I'm not going to give them credit. They're pros. They competed. They're just not there. It's over, and they're going to reboot and they got all kinds of issues down there in New Orleans.
And I think there were at least two passes that if Love had thrown better, they would have been touchdowns.
Well, he got away with a ball. Oh boy, that D tackle made a whale of a play, and his own guy knocked it out of his hands. Or we'd be having that. Boy, he's still a little sloppy.
No, he didn't. He didn't play very well, but I haven't lost any confidence.
He was not as crisp as I think we'd like to see him be, and he's going to need to be. If you're going to go on this unprecedented run, you remember when Aaron Rodgers went on that run? He played the finest game of his career in Atlanta. Atlanta was the 1 seed. Everybody was thinking they were going to go. It was their year. And you're going to need a game like that in this playoff run if this is going to be a Super Bowl team. And I'm not being Johnny Homer by saying this can be a Super Bowl team. I'm being very realistic in saying odds would tell you they're not because of the road. But the eye test and watching what they're doing tells you, heck yeah, they can pull this off. If things are rolling, this is a good enough team to do it.
Levi. Now, Tausch can leave a little earlier than normal because he started earlier than normal. Levi, you're on green and gold post game, which started with 5 minutes remaining in the game. Yes, Levi, let her fly.
Yeah, I've been waiting for almost 69 minutes.
That a babe, Levi. Well, you better make this good then, Levi, with that wait.
No, you haven't been waiting 65 minutes. So what's the amount of time that he's been waiting?
It's been a while.
I got 45 minutes on hold. How do we go from 45 to 65? But anyway, go. Let her fly, Levi.
Let's go, Levi. What are we thinking?
Before I get there, I got two things to bring up quick. Hey, Tausch, your jacket looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Eleanor thinks
I don't know why you couldn't put your...
My daughter thinks it looks like a garbage bag. she thinks it's a garbage bag. So I honestly
it looks like a nice leather sweater to me. I mean, a nice leather bag.
It embarrasses her. What? So you know this. If you can embarrass your kid, you're going to do it. And I think it's warm and toasty. So yeah, I'm going to keep rocking.
Levi, doesn't that look like a nice leather coat? The kind of people used to wear.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to go fly a plane.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
I have one of those Air Force.
He could have been like that Buffalo Bill. Oh, sorry. Anyway, Towns, you could have been like that Buffalo Bills player who did that just yesterday, though, too. Who put his jersey over his jacket before the game.
Yep, I saw that. That's
and last thing before I get to my point, why was Wildy wearing shorts on Wildy and Tausch this morning?
Because he's crazy. Because he thinks his
legs are very... Hey, that's me too.
Levi, he thinks his legs are very sexy. So. He thinks his legs are very sexy. He loves to show his calves off. That's why he goes shorts as much as he does. All right, Levi, what's your big point takeaway from the game tonight?
I thought the Packers did a really great job today, especially defensively. Like, being the first team to shut out this entire season, which that was a great job that they had, even though the team was not good. But also, if the Packers do, the chances of the Packers getting to 50, because I watched SVP for a little bit when I was on hold, like, Packers have a 26% chance of getting the 5th seed if they win out and Minnesota loses out. That's the best shot. Just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, but it'll still be... Merry Christmas, Levi. Thanks for being such a great fan of both Wildy and Tausch and the station. We appreciate it. Here's the deal. Yes. I don't necessarily think that 5 and 6 seed's going to be that much different. I don't want to play the Rams. If I could pick, I want to go to Atlanta. Now, Atlanta's got a new quarterback. They got the young guy. I feel really good about playing Atlanta. I think the Rams game was probably... We'd be a little bit of a favorite. We'd fill up the stadium out there in L.A., but the Rams would be a matchup that I don't think Green Bay wants. I think they'd rather go to Atlanta. That's the biggest part of it because you're still more than likely, I don't think if Minnesota is the 6, I don't see Minnesota running the gamut. I think this is going to come down to Philly, Detroit, Green Bay. Those are your teams. And the Rams, the Rams could beat Green Bay. Atlanta's not beating Green Bay in a playoff game.
I'll join that. Mike in Fox Point, our final call for the Hall of Famer, Tausch, and the historic starting the postgame with 5 minutes to go in the game because he appropriately declared it's over. Yes, Mike, let her fly.
All right, final call. I will take it. Maybe I'll be the caboose from Sugar Free to start it off. I like it. Well, hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. Homer, I want to join your club here as the NFC. I believe the Packers are going to make the NFC Championship game. I've seen a bunch, and I've doctored up 3 reasons for you tonight why I think that's so. So, number 1, if we get to play Detroit, I just don't think that they can beat us 3 times. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times, and Matt LaFleur is too good. I'd say number 2, Jordan Love, big money, Toyota-thon, everyone's talking. He has not played like a big money quarterback yet this year. He's played solid. He's been up and down, but
he hasn't had a dynamite game yet. I don't think that you've been like, oh my gosh, he's been a lot steadier. He's made some great throws and some great plays, but he's mixed that in with some turnovers and some. He has just been steady Eddie. But that when you have a Josh Jacobs, you don't maybe need to be a hero. All right, what's your third point?
No, that's true. My third point, Tausch, is on this night. Do you know what holiday it is tonight, Tausch?
It's the eve of Christmas Eve.
Oh, but also it's Festivus.
Is tonight Festivus?
It's Festivus tonight. So,
what is your complaint?
23rd. It's the 23rd. And I'd say the Packers have aired their grievances tonight. They, Jaire, you know what?
By the way, I want to be on record. Festivus is along with Don Hudson.
It's old school.
It's done. It's over.
What does that mean?
That means it's
over. Oh,
it's
man.
done. It's over. It's people are incapable of appreciating its greatness because it happened too long ago.
Off the air for a while. Okay.
Well,
all right.
Well,
but it's a good Don Hudson.
I'm doing my best to bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Someone else
I'm doing
can.
my best to bring it back.
Give it your best shot.
I don't even
so
know
you know
what
what?
my grievances are right now. What?
If
what's
you
your
don't know which
grievance after
day
tonight?
it is anymore, that's a good indication it might.
What is your grievance of this team as we sit here today on the eve of Christmas Eve?
Yeah, I was saying just the little stuff. Romeo Dobbs, you know what? It's behind us. His little Ferris Bueller, aired it. We're over it. We're on to better things. All the little ticky-tack, I think we are over it, and we're ready for our feats of strength. So
I'm not sure that
I think
qualifies as one, does it? I mean, isn't there a certain level?
Little tiny grievances.
No, then I don't think it's a grievance. I think there's a, Kleenex should be a little bit bigger a box. I mean, come on. I don't. No, there is. There is. This is the greatness of this team. There is no grievance. Everything you wanted them to take care of, they have. If there could be any grievance, it's Jaire Alexander. But
figured out. Jaire is a question mark, but they've kind of figured it out. Now they're going to be tested in a much bigger way. But again, the grievance is we haven't beaten anybody of big stature yet, but we've only had 4 opportunities to do that, and we've just fallen short.
And you start looking at other teams. Nobody, who are the Vikings beating? The Vikings, given that because they're in the same division, their schedule's almost identical to that of the Packers. The only difference is they beat Green Bay.
And that's where we're at. San Fran is stunk. They haven't been because those were wins early in the season when they beat San Fran.
Right.
Oh,
and the top teams' records are so good, nobody's beating them.
Yeah, if you haven't beaten Kansas City, Buffalo, or we beat the Texans, it comes down to have you beaten the teams in your division or Philly. And Green Bay hasn't, and Minnesota's beaten us once. So it is the margin for error is slim. You have some really good teams in the NFC, and then you have some really bad teams. Green Bay, fortunately, has been able to play a lot of bad teams, but they've taken care of business. And right now, Green Bay is a really good team that is searching for its greatness and will have every opportunity to prove that. But we have to have faith that will happen.
Well, then let's see the things you worried about. The field goal kicker, that's gone. The last one was can't get a pass rush. Now they can do better than that because they have Cooper, and so it's not you're just not inventing things. We need a number 1 wide receiver. Who's it going to be? Doesn't really matter. There seem to be enough of them that it can go around, and that's fine. What do you want them to have that they don't? Need a good backup quarterback. Have that. Won a couple games already.
Signature win is what we need. Everything is there. This team has everything it needs. You need to see a pass rush against a really good O-line. We haven't seen that yet. And if we do see that, you're going to see a signature win. That's where we're at. And we haven't had the marvelous Jordan Love consistent game that we've been waiting for. He has not been dynamite yet. He's been a lot better, and he's been very consistent. But has he had that unbelievable football game yet? He hasn't. Those are if you really want to pick at it, that would be it. And the bottom line is this is 11-4 as we sit
That
here
is
today?
correct.
That is very fantastic. Yep. And in a normal year, you'd think, all right, you're chasing the 1 or 2 seed. Now you're sitting there, maybe we'll get a 5 seed. That's the NFL in the NFC North in 2024, 2025.
All right, Tausch, historic Packers win with the first shutout of the season, and Packers postgame, the G&G postgame, starts with 5 minutes left in the game because Tausch wanted to set something historic in that regard.
And I do think Sunday
I don't believe in the history of the Green Bay Packers. Can I say this? Someone could check. I don't believe in the history of the Green Bay Packers. Any state radio station has ever started a postgame show with 5 minutes remaining in the game. I am proud to be a part of it. I will defend Tausch, but he will take total responsibility if he ever starts one early.
I will take a 2-week suspension if I started early and we lose.
But I'll stand by your state. I
will take a 2-week suspension, even if it comes into the postseason. And that's why I believe on Sunday we will not be starting this thing early. I think we are in for a real treat.
That is a nice
fight.
Every week you could say, we will likely be starting the post game before the end of the game.
No.
Yes.
I told you last week,
I know.
Get ready to start this in the third quarter.
No.
Next week, Sunday, I am thinking this is going to be a dog.
And you love it because you don't even necessarily have to make a prediction on the game. You just have to make a prediction on the post game.
My new prediction is, are we getting to the full post game? And that tells you I think it's going to be close, or we won't win.
I like it.
Or it's going to be Route City, USA, which tonight was supposed to be and is exactly what happened.
Thanks, Tausch.
See you guys.
Packers win. First shutout of the year. Your calls continue. Gary Ellerson, Jason Wilde still to come in the first ever, I believe, statewide for a Packer postgame show that started before the end of the game, and appropriately so. 1-800-990-3776. You can be next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Ring in the holiday season with Carbless. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 guilt. Carbless is gluten-free, just 100 calories, and is sure to give you that head start on any New Year's health resolution. You can go with fruity lemon or black raspberry flavors or a margarita variety pack. I know the cranberry flavor will find its way to every gathering from me this year. Make your holiday grocery list and check it twice. Be sure Carbless is on it. Let's toast to a full, festive, flavorful sip this December with Carbless. Less is more.
Get your hydration on track with Water Joe. Water Joe has 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 carbs. Get a liter of Water Joe at your local Kroger, Pick and Save, or Metro Market for just 99 cents now until January 5th. Just purified water infused with a kick of caffeine. It's a great alternative to sugary sodas, sugary coffee, or energy drinks. Get that liter of Water Joe for 99 cents through January 5th at your local Kroger, Pick and Save, or Metro Market.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. Whether I'm headed to a big college football game or just need a reliable ride, I trust AccuTrans Group. They're a veteran-owned business that delivers top-notch transportation, perfect for game day or any event. From tailgates to team outings to corporate travel and weddings, AccuTrans has you covered. Booking is a breeze and their service is always safe and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to book your ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com, your go-to for reliable transportation this football season.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, Dr. Michael Nolte. Expertscape recently named him part of the top 1% of spine expertise in the world. Dr. Nolte has published over 50 peer-reviewed articles in leading scientific journals and authored more than 100 national presentations. They added this MVP specialist for orthopedic, neurosurgical, and spine care because at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
A Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box Wine Line at 800-990-3776.
Of Josh Jacobs making people miss. And now, touchdown, Jacobs.
The first shutout of the NFL season goes to the Green Bay Packers, 34-0 to win over New Orleans. It was 27-0 when Mark Tauscher appropriately decided that the postgame, the green and gold postgame, would start. It did with 5 minutes remaining. 1-800-990-3776 as stated, the Boda Box Fine Wine Line. Gary Ellerson and Jason Wilde still to come. Tailgating season is here, and Boda Box Wine is your winning beverage. With 4 bottles in one eco-friendly box, it's perfect for sharing and easy to bring along. Quality in every sip. Boda Box. Be open to anything. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. And also do want to mention the great place to watch a game. Certainly, Potawatomi is fantastic for all the reasons you know. But an incredible place to watch a game, even if you don't bet, which you can do as well. But Potawatomi Sportsbook is in Milwaukee has dozens of self-serving kiosks and over 2,000 square foot video wall. That's what I'm talking about. Seating for over 200, full restaurant and bar, VIP deck and more. It's a sports betting paradise. Bet above the rest. Yes, it is a sports paradise and a sports betting paradise. You can decide which one goes first. 1-800-990-3776. Again, Jason Wilde will be on, and Gary Ellerson will be on. And we also, we haven't done it yet, but I believe we have Jordan Love and LaFleur. Both of them comments. We may get to that next, depending on how other things go. A couple of notes. Jordan Love, 16 of 28, 182 yards. Touchdown, no interception. His quarterback rating at 89. No trouble getting Jaden Reed involved again. 3 catches, 76 yards. One was late in the game. And then he also had a carry for 5 yards, so he's up to 81. Josh Jacobs, 13 carries, 69 yards. And then he also had 4 catches for 38. So, again, he's over 100 yards. He is at 107 in rushing and receiving. Tucker Kraft, 3 catches, 63 yards. Romeo Dobbs, 2 catches for 20. Running as a team, 39 carries, 188 yards, 4-point average. As occurs when you win 34-0. All the stats go your way. The Packers dominated in total yardage, 404 to 196, and there were 2 turnovers, both by New Orleans. Penalties, it was also better, 6 for 60 for Green Bay, 7 for 40 for New Orleans. And the best way to tell you is that it was 34-0, and it wasn't that close. So the Packers now at 11-4. Next up, they will be playing, and that's the best thing also about a Monday game. You don't have that many days until the Packers and the Vikings will play. Less than a week. The last I saw, the Vikings were a 1-point favorite, and usually you get 3 points for being at home, so that tells you what the odds makers' belief they have in the Packers. Packers now 11-4. The Saints are, no one cares. 1-800-990-3776. We will take your calls, or Jason Wilde, or Gary Ellerson, or Jordan Love, or Matt LaFleur. Vikings are next. Not next on the show. You might be next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Power rank the three of us. Who would you protect most the least?
No way, you gotta do it.
We are matched up against clones of ourselves.
Yeah. Obviously, stroke person is pretty weak, so all the blows ain't gonna be too hard.
3, I'll go with Kyle.
God dang it! Why you gonna let me get beat up? You gonna let me get beat up right now? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison always does New Year's Eve big, so join the celebration and make it a night to remember. On Tuesday, December 31st, we have New Year's Eve hot ticket drawings, both day and night, with a $5,000 grand prize at 4 p.m. and another $5,000 grand prize just after midnight. Plus, you'll enjoy rewards play, a live DJ, a wide selection of food and drink specials, and of course, our 95% average payout. Come for the drawing, stay for the party at
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Back-to-back playoff seasons for Jordan Love and the Pack.
Another one.
Follow along on the Green and Gold's path to New Orleans with us. 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube page. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
20 yards on 3rd and 17. He keeps. He fires to Morrow, and he's picked. Intercepted by Zane Anderson, making his first NFL start.
Zane Anderson. Yep. 2 games in a row now have mentioned his name. Packers win 34-0. It wasn't that close. We heard from Mark Tauscher. He thought enough to start the postgame show when there was 5 minutes to go in the game because, and appropriately so, it was over. And now, in the future, he will be not telling you what the score is, but when his prediction is. As for the start of the postgame show, he has already stated Packers' next game on the road against the Vikings, where the Vikings are, I believe, 1-point favorite, will be close enough that the post game will actually be after the end of the game. Gary Ellison to come, Jason Wilde to come, but right now, to the coach, that Matt LaFleur, after you have the first shutout in the NFL this season and win by 34. That's a whooping in high school. It's not what happens. Somebody can check in the last X number of years how many 34-point shutouts or greater there have been in the league. I'm guessing there may be one other in the last 10 years. A shutout and winning by 30 or more points. The Institute, go to work. We will listen to Coach LaFleur.
Game for 4 quarters. I thought for the most part, we did what we needed to do. Obviously, it's hard to shut out an opponent in this league, and from what I was told, it was the first one this season. So I was really proud of our defense, and it was big of Zane Anderson, a guy like him, to step in his first start. He gets a pick, and really on short notice with having going down. I think it was on Saturday's practice. So really cool to be able to give Mark Murphy a game ball on his night. Just got a lot of respect for Mark and how he leads this organization and how he treats people. I think he does it the right way. He's first class all the way, and obviously I'm forever grateful to him for giving me this opportunity to stand in front of you all. So, but it wasn't a perfect game, but it never is. So that's always fun for us as coaches to be able to get after these guys a little bit and on the things that we can clean up. And we got a big test next week to go on the road on a short week with the holiday. Is never easy, especially going into Minnesota. That's one of the tougher places to play against a team that's playing as good as anybody in the National Football League. So we got to flip the script here really quickly and get on to the Vikings.
How much can you get on them with the short turnaround? I mean, do you spend a lot of time on this game, or are you fast-forwarding right away to Minnesota?
You move pretty quickly, and our guys over the last 2 days, our assistant coaches have definitely been getting ahead just in that downtime, basically after our walkthrough yesterday, and then you have all day today to study the tape just so that you can kind of hit the ground running tomorrow morning.
You guys have bigger goals, but making the playoffs is never easy, and you've done it again. Do you think this team, I know you got some weeks left to go before you get there, but is this team trending in the right direction at the right time?
Yeah, I would say so. And what's really cool is you're getting contributions from a lot of different people. So I think that is usually the mark of a good team. You got to stay healthy and continue to build on what you've done. And, but I love the energy of our group. Our guys show up ready to work, willing to work every day. And we got to continue to push one another to be at our best, because this is the time when you need to be playing your best ball.
First half especially, Love was really conscious of taking care of the ball, check downs, threw the ball away a few times. What's that tell you about him? What do you think of that?
Yeah, he did a great job. I think, I think it was on our second drive. It was like a 20-play drive or something like that. On one of the plays in particular, we didn't block anybody up front, and just his ability to get and hit a check down, I think, is just things that it keeps you on schedule, and that gives you a chance to just stay ahead of the sticks. And it's simple, it's little plays like that that make a big difference, and I think he's playing it at an elite level right now.
What if, the Saints are so banged up? I think it might have been tempting to kind of not overlook them, but just to not come out sharp. What does it say for this team that you're able to come out the way y'all did?
Yeah, I mean, we did what we needed to do, and certainly they were definitely shorthanded on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, when you don't have a lot of your star players available, that makes it difficult. But I think if you look at how they've been playing defensively, especially over the last 5 weeks, that's a stingy group, and they're tough to go against. So I thought we came out of the gates the way we needed to, and we weren't getting a ton of explosive plays, they make you earn it. They can challenge you. I thought they did a good job of playing off of some tendencies they may have had on tape. Joe Woods, I got a lot of respect for him. I think he's one of the better coaches in this league, and he was keeping us off balance quite a bit.
You've scored 30 in a row, 5 games, or you've scored 35 games in a row now. What do you like about what you're doing on offense, and what's that next step that you got to take, you think?
Score every time you possess the ball, score touchdowns. So, I mean, there was a lot of good things. There was certainly some things that were frustrating in the second half. Obviously, I didn't love how we, that pseudo 2-minute drive at the end of the first half. Didn't capitalize on that and had a 3-and-out and had a punt. And then there were a couple missed stops, I think, in the second half. I thought they did a good job of getting to Jordan when we decided to throw the ball. And like I said, they played a little bit more man coverage in the second half and made it a little bit more difficult just to get a lot, explosive plays. But ultimately, it just was one of those where you felt pretty comfortable with the lead and you weren't going to get too crazy, and just kind of we did what we had to do running the football.
Did you feel pretty good about getting a big lead? You were able to get Jacobs out of there pretty early, and is he okay? It looked like he hurt his arm or his
he wanted to go back in, but there was no need for it. And I actually told him at halftime, I was like, hey, we'll give you another series in the second half, but I want to get you out, just being a short week, and get him ready to roll for Minnesota. There's some concern there, certainly. We're going to get some more testing done tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have an answer for you tomorrow.
Does Josh wow you? I know you're in the play sheet, but like this stiff arm run and...
Yeah, all the time. I mean, there's a lot of plays that are blocked for minimal gains, and he just somehow keeps on going. And he's obviously got great contact balance and can make you miss and can run through a lot of tackles, and he's always finishing forward. And he does it not only in the run game, but he's been a big weapon for us in the passing game as well.
You can feel it on some laps that we can't. Like when he stiffs arm Matthew there, what's that like, living in the moment and kind of the vibe of the players when that happens?
Everybody gets excited. Obviously, I got to call a play, so I can't get too excited. You just kind of like go on to the next play. I think you get a chance, at least I do, when I go watch the tape, and I definitely have more of an appreciation for it.
You think has Wyatt added a little something to the rush the last couple of weeks, and what do you think he could do for you from?
Yeah, he's done a nice job, and that's obviously going to be critical moving forward. Anytime that you can get pass rush with your front four and allows you to play coverage, it makes it extremely difficult on the offense. So hopefully we can continue to build upon that. I think our D-line has gotten better as the season's progressed, as have many positions.
What kept Jaire out tonight?
Just didn't feel like he's quite there yet.
That's good. Thank you.
You got anything?
How much concern do you have about Evan Williams?
A little under the weather there, Jason?
Barely can talk all of a sudden.
There's concern. I would think that he's going to be out a period of time, but nothing like long term. It's just one of those deals, and it's unfortunate. I think it happened in the first play in practice, and just pulled up, and I know he's bummed because it's the second time it's happened to him. So, but he'll persevere, and we'll hopefully get him back, hopefully in time for the playoffs.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Gary Ellison will follow the coach. Next, Packers win 34-0, and it wasn't that close.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long.
Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Imagine a place where all your fitness needs are under one roof. Sarah Tauscher here. The Prairie Athletic Club has everything you need, from group fitness, personal training, CrossFit, and so much more. Join now and you can save $10 per month for your first year and enjoy 3 months of hot yoga for free. Kickstart your healthiest lifestyle all in one place at the back. Stop by today or visit prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Which program is more dysfunctional, the Wisconsin Badgers or the Chicago Bears? I'm just relating it back to this weekend. I'm just relating it back.
I'm a fan of both.
Jim's two favorite teams. It's Jim's fault. Like, these teams are the reason they are the way they are because of Jim.
Jim is a football curse. Yeah, maybe.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, cause Truck Star Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truck Star Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truck Star is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truck Star Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776.
Play action, Rattlers in trouble, ball's out. Keyshawn Nixon had the pressure and forced the fumble.
The Packers win 34-0. It wasn't that close. And I was of the opinion that doesn't happen very often, but the Institute, led by Sean, pointed out that there was a game last year, 30-0. I thought shutting a team out and scoring 30 or more would happen rarely. Well, it could be rarely, but if it happened last year, I would lean to think it happens more often than I thought. Joining us now is Jaire Alexander. He is also a part of Green and Gold Game Night. whether or not we start the postgame before the end of the game, which occurred tonight, starting with 5 minutes remaining in the game, because Mark Tauscher said the game is over, and he was right, and it fit appropriately, and now we got a chuckle from Gary Ellison. As with Mark Tauscher, Gary Ellison gets his opening thoughts. I follow his tweets so I could lean in a certain direction, but I am curious. 34-0 in the NFL is impressive. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, no, it really is. And what I'm sure you guys mentioned already that is the first shutout in the NFL this year.
It is, yes. Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know it, and it's hard to do. I mean, no matter and I know New Orleans didn't have a lot of players there, but it's still just tough to shut a team out, because at some point you're going to start taking your better players out and subbing them in, trying to get some other guys playing time, and teams have a chance to try at least get a field goal or score a touchdown, and that just didn't happen. I think what you're seeing, Homer, and I see this every week. What's my word? I'm going to say, Homer. They are a
improving team. That's the word I like.
Ascending. They are an ascending team. They're still getting better. And here's why they're still getting better, Homer. One, because of the shutout. 2 weeks in a row now. I mean, I think last week we talked about Cooper, and we talked about Enikbare.
Cooper, by the way, led the team in tackles, which means he must have been playing inside.
So, I mean, this game, how about Devontae Wyatt? 2 games in a row now. Flashed. Zane Anderson, where did he come from? I mean, so they've got a group of young players defensively that is playing some really good football in spots that can probably continue to get better. It is an ascending team that is still getting better, and you see this defense is getting better as well. So to get a shutout in the NFL, that's a really big deal.
Again, the Institute continues to work. It happens more than thought in terms of wins, shutouts in which one team scores more than 30 points. From 20 to 22 happened an additional 4 times. So rare, but not as rare as I thought. And the question becomes, how do you factor in all the injuries? Or you don't?
How do you factor in what injuries?
All the injuries to the New Orleans players in terms of their
No, you don't.
ability to score. Not to me to lose, but
yeah, you don't factor it in. You don't try to make up something that's not really there. You play with who you got.
Okay. I put a lot of it on Cooper, and he makes everybody better, but I'm not sure I can defend it. I just like saying that. Is there any?
Well, I mean, if you were playing opposite of him, he'd make you better.
But can one player, especially one that's so new and so young, can one player have that level of impact? Or are a number just playing better?
No. Obviously, I mean, that is the case. But in the case of Zane Anderson getting a pick, I don't know if Cooper really had anything to do with that. In the case of Devontae Wyatt getting a sack and a tackle for loss, I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't know what Wyatt number, where he finished with. You probably can pull that up. But Wyatt getting a sack and then getting a tackle for loss, I don't know if Cooper had anything to do with that.
Devontae Wyatt, 4 tackles, 3 solo. He had a sack and 2 tackles for loss.
2 tackles for loss.
Yeah, and of course, a quarterback hit.
Yeah.
Edrin Cooper, 10 tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Eric Wilson, 9 tackles, 3 solo. Then Wyatt. And Stokes, the one who had that incredible stat where he never did anything for like a decade. He had 4 tackles, 3 solo.
You know what? Quietly, I don't want to jinx it. I hate saying this. But quietly,
you can't
the
jinx
last
it.
2 games,
Yeah.
The last 2 games, Homer, he's shown up.
Yeah. Keyshawn Nixon is always in the middle of everything, but
Well, yes. When what you like about this defense, Homer, and you should start doing it. I would suggest next time you watch him play. Yeah, no, probably don't have to get. But every time I watch him play, and when the tackle is over, there's like 11 guys to the ball. It's contagious.
And their guys getting there faster, I would emphasize.
Yes. It's contagious. And Keyshawn Nixon is the ringleader of that.
Yeah,
now,
whatever's going on, he's going to be in the middle of it.
Yeah. I don't know if Cooper is making Keyshawn get there, but he's around the fray all the time.
Yes, I'm willing to adjust my opinions on Cooper because I'm willing to admit I am off the charts, and if the price of gas went down significantly, I'd probably credit him as well. All right, let's get talking with Jaire Alexander. Let's get to the start of the game and what you were expecting. Did you expect it to be easy? And early in the game, this is what I thought, or this is going to be easy. Let me address those one at a time. When, as you're watching the game, did you come to the conclusion this is going to be easy? How quick?
Well, let's just back it up. I thought the score would be somewhere like 35, 15, 14 or something like that.
Okay. I had 35-7.
Yeah, okay.
Either way.
So you're in line with me. So I thought the Packers would blow them out, but I thought that they'd get some late touchdowns and that they really didn't matter. So it really didn't surprise me the way the Packers started. I thought because right now, if you've been listening to Matt LaFleur, ever since the Detroit game, if you just listen to his press conferences, he's been talking about fast start. So since that loss, they've been trying to get out to faster.
Yeah, I would assume that if he can, he's going to try to get the ball first.
Score. He wants to score.
But he's also changed. It was last week. It was 10 plays, 8 run, 2 passes. The 2 passes were to Jacobs. In this, you had 10 again, and you had 7 runs and 3 passes, and 1 was to Jacobs. So again, last week he was 9 of 10 plays. This week he was 8 of 10 plays.
Semantics.
Yeah. I mean, they're starting fast, and they're starting it by running the ball, which in the past, starting fast would almost always have included an aggressive passing attack.
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't think that Jordan Love played his best game tonight. I thought he was a little off.
I would agree. I thought he missed some passes that he shouldn't have missed.
Yeah.
And you can't miss
Got
them.
some balls. Got some balls batted down. I thought he was off.
But you won 34-0, so he didn't turn it over. He got lucky and won. And they run the ball so well now.
But you gotta critique it somehow because you're gonna have to think at some point you get into the playoffs, or you play the Vikings or whatever, that he's gonna have to make some crucial throws here.
Yeah,
he can't be missing. He missed open guys tonight, overthrew them.
Yeah,
that can't happen.
No, I would say
it just seems like the over route. It just seems like he's having a tough time throwing that pass. He just floats it, overthrows it. And I watched him in warm-ups. He was doing it in warm-ups. I go, oh my God, it's gonna be one of those games where he's not on. And he can be streaky.
You can see times. That in warm-up? Really?
Yeah, well, that's why you go and watch warm-ups. That's why you go to practice and watch guys practice.
Okay, well, but if they did it in practice and they don't do it in the games, then it's a waste of observation. I don't know if he's practiced that much.
I love you.
I mean, have you practiced in?
I love you to death.
I mean, a warm up is a warm up. I don't know how.
Yeah, but you can tell. I can tell just myself personally, and I see it from other players too. Sometimes you're not always on. Sometimes it takes a little more out of you to be on.
Right.
Sometimes you're just not right. And for the great ones, and the great ones are like Hall of Famers, it's just sometimes they're not right, but you can't even tell that they're not right because they're just that good.
Correct.
But not all players are Hall of Famers. So we're talking about the rarest of the rare.
But I don't know. See, my observation would be like, all right, the reason you're inconsistent is because you're inconsistent. So I don't know if there's anybody ever noticed. I'm struggling in my warm up, so I'm going to be not as good today. I don't.
Well, I mean, you just know that certain things you do, you're not quite as on as you normally are.
Yeah. Okay.
You never had that tennis match where you were like, damn, that was pretty good.
Never once associated warm up to performance ever in my whole life. Because you know what warm up was? You know what warm up?
That one shot and warm ups like that.
No. I got warm ups don't mean diddly. I worry about what I've done in past matches in the mat when the shots count, and when I hit them, I go like, "Wow, I'm rolling today." Never once have ever made an observation, nor about anybody other than an injury. You know, if somebody of my students was off, I worried about it. Never once made an observation ever.
Yeah.
About
not all the time. Not all the time. And this is just me. Even when I was in high school, not all the time that I felt like I was on in warm-ups.
Okay. And then that would determine your thought going into the game.
No, you got to dial it in.
Oh, okay.
More mentally, physically.
Wow.
You got to dial it in.
Okay. Well, that's good. I don't. My answer would have been.
I mean, you never had
sucked. I sucked in warm up, but I went.
That was easy.
I don't care.
You never said, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I dropped that shot in the corner."
No, because I never counted anything that occurred in warm up as of any significance whatsoever. It's a warm up.
That's fine. I'm done with you.
I know. I'm learning by observing other people to see that my lack of interest in warm ups or practice is clearly.
Do you? Okay. How about this? Do you remember the shoulder shrug that Michael Jordan gave you after the one game where, like, during the game, like, he can't miss?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. That's what that was.
I understand, but you know what? He never did that in warm-up. He didn't do that in warm-up and go, man.
That's not, no.
Because he knows warm-up don't mean diddly.
No.
All right.
My point is being like, he's like, damn, I can't miss.
Yes. I've had that feeling, good or bad, in competition. Yes.
Like I don't man.
Everybody has.
You know that's what I'm saying to you.
Yes. No, I
get
it's
just on.
Yeah. And the great ones, they're on even when they're not on. You can't even tell them.
Agreed.
I mean, so I don't know what the Packers could have done better than what they did. It's just, you were still playing the Saints. Do you feel any more optimistic about the Vikings game in any way because of the game against the Saints?
Yes, and here's what I feel good about is I feel good about the defense.
Yeah.
Ascending.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got to get, because something has happened to Jordan Love after the bye week. He's not the same guy. And it doesn't just feel like to me that he is on.
Really? Because I do.
Yeah, no, he missed a lot of throws tonight.
I know, but I mean, my answer would be while he did, in terms of my assessment, to me, he's 100%. He's healthy. That's the most important
he's healthy,
part.
yes.
And I'm not the slightest bit worried by what I saw.
Yeah, but I don't feel like he's in a groove.
Oh, okay. I think he's like in a groove when he doesn't turn the ball over at all.
No, see, I don't.
He should have today. All right.
No, I don't. I don't feel like he's in a groove.
Your standard for him is pretty high, I think.
Well, because I know how great he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to see the great.
Yeah, and we've seen it.
Yes, and they'll need the great in some performance, either the Vikings or the playoffs. Not necessarily every game, but you in order to keep going, you're going to have some of it. All right. Talking with Gary Ellison, 1-800-990-3776, the Boda Box Fine Wine Line. If you have a question for him, and which I always think is necessary, even though it's midnight, because that means you care enough to ask. But I never worry because I got more than enough questions for him. And then Jason Woolley a little bit later. Packers win 34-0. It wasn't that close. Next is the Vikings, and that's now at 3 o'clock, right? That was noon before. I think I have that information right. We looked at they're going to be playing at 3:25 or something next week.
I think they moved it, right?
And yes, it is fair to state that the Packers really don't have a marquee win this season. But I'm not.
I guess you could say that.
I'm not sure that. Not sure that Minnesota does either, except for the early season win over the Packers. More Gary Ellison and you, if you're still up and have a question next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Power rank the three of us. Who would you protect most the least?
No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
We are matched up against clones of ourselves.
Yeah. Obviously, stroke person is pretty weak, so all the blows ain't gonna be too hard.
3, I'll go with Kyle.
God dang it! Why you gonna let me get beat up? Gonna let me get beat up right now? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Looking to kickstart a healthier lifestyle? Prairie Athletic Club has everything you need, and now's the perfect time to join the pack. Sarah Tauscher here, and for a limited time, you can save $10 per month for your first year and enjoy 3 months of hot yoga for free. Don't wait. Your healthiest lifestyle starts now. Join today and discover why the pack is consistently voted the best place to work out. Visit prairieathletic.com today. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Team is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badgers and Packers running back Jaire Alexander. Here's the Emmy Award winner Homer.
34-0 Packers over New Orleans. So the score has happened 46 times before, most recently October 8th, 2023. Not as rare as I may have tried to sell it for a team to win by shutting out the opponent. It was the first this year, as Gary said, but also winning by more than 30. This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Every dollar donated helps to provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to local families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. Join in making a difference. Visit salvationarmywi.org to donate today. And Gary Ellerson has a great partner that he loves to talk about as well.
Hey, folks, if you're getting ready to take that next step in life and propose, the Jury Center has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jury Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have a Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jury Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com or stop in today at any of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or Burlington.
And it's time for the high-energy play of the game.
The biggest plays.
Love zips it in there. It's caught for the touchdown, Romeo Doubs.
To set the tone for the green and gold. It's time for the high-energy play of the game.
Protected as well, firing in the middle of the field. Touchdown in the middle, Jaden Reed.
Presented by Water Joe. Water with a work ethic.
Curious what Gary Ellerson would have when you win 34-0. Because mine is, again, the first series. I wanted to see how much Mike Ditka would Matt LaFleur show again. A run, though he started with Reed. A run. A pass to Josh Jacobs. Then a pass to the tight end Kraft, which is as close to a run as you can get. Run, and then a pass to Wicks for a touchdown. They did it almost identically as they did in their first series against Seattle. But that doesn't really focus on a play, so I am curious if Gary Ellerson has any other particular high-energy play of the game.
For me, the high-energy play of the game is Keyshawn Nixon, isn't it?
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't get any higher energy than that, does it?
I guess.
If you think so, just tell me.
No. I mean, he always has high energy.
Right? Tell me I'm wrong.
No, do you? I mean, I say that in the standpoint of then, I don't know how good he is. It seems like maybe he makes mistakes, but there's an energy there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he leads with it, or I don't know who the leader is defensively. I mean, you're talking about the fumble. I mean,
right.
There's the high energy. Every play he plays, I think he's a. I mean, that would be a list. Well, the high energy players on the team. All right.
Yeah.
High energy. Wouldn't Keyshawn Nixon be close to the top?
Well, Keyshawn Nixon and Rashawn Gary for sure. Those two for sure.
All right.
I mean, you may want more numbers out of Rashawn Gary, but he's most definitely high energy.
And there may be others. It's just they're in the middle of everything, and you have no Jaire Alexander, and I would say that as a result of not having him, it's been necessary for other players to play well enough that you don't notice him missing as much as you probably should, and I think Keyshawn Nixon gets some of that credit.
Yeah, agreed.
The high energy play of the game brought to you by Water Joe. Hydrate and energize with Water Joe. No sugar, no additives, and no off flavors. Just 2 simple ingredients. Yeah. Water and caffeine. Find a liter of Water Joe for only 99 cents at your local grocer, Pick and Save, or Metro Market. Yeah.
Joe. That's my guy.
Yes. Water, caffeine, and inexpensive. All right. I always like to hear you and would like you to hear from Jordan Love for your response. He seems like he always knows the right thing to say, but you often notice some things that people don't. You ready to hear Jordan Love?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Jordan Love after the Packers whooped New Orleans 34-0. And again, it wasn't that close. Do we want to break first and then get Jordan Love? No, we can go to him now. Let's do it. Sorry. I'm not as good in the morning as at night.
It seemed like in the first half, especially, you were really bent on just not having any bad plays, throwaways, check down, stuff like that. Am I reading that right? And is that all part of what you learned leading up to the bye and what you've taken, since then?
Yeah, I mean, that's every play, every game, trying to be smart and decisive with the ball and just find those completions out there. But I think that's every play. I'm trying to do that.
What's it mean to get in the playoffs? I'm sure it's been the expectation all along, but now that you've finally gotten there, what's the mood like?
No, it's big time. That's something that obviously the goal is Super Bowl. So that's the first step right there, is making the playoffs. Obviously, this was a big time game to clinch that spot, and proud of the way we came out here and handled business. And so it's big time.
Games in a row. Do you like the way the offense is trending with these last couple of games coming up and then the playoffs beyond that?
Definitely. I think anytime you can put up that many points is a good way to go out on offense. But I still think there's a lot more points out there for us, a lot more big time plays, and still just some stuff that we're not hitting on. But I think there's a lot more out there, like I said.
Hey Jordan, what impresses you most about your running back group? You have Josh obviously, but you have Emmanuel out there delivering big hits and Josh stiff-arming guys. What do you like about that group?
No, it's a good group all around. I think everyone had a touchdown in that group tonight, so I think that's always fun whenever all those guys can get touchdowns and get those opportunities, get some touches. But obviously, I mean, Josh is the main guy in that group, and and then to have Emmanuel and Chris be able to come in and they had some big-time runs tonight, too, breaking tackles and just those second-effort plays, which goes unnoticed. But, yeah, I mean, it's a really good group that we're going to need to lean on.
Does Josh still wow you a little bit, like on that stiff arm and breaking some tackles and finishing some of the runs? Do you guys still kind of look at each other and go?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the run you talked about with the stiff arm was pretty unbelievable. I was just watching from the back, and just like you said, he wows me every time he's on the field and the plays he makes, and just be able to break tackles, make guys miss, and he might turn a kind of a broken play into a big time play like that. And I thought he was going to score on that play. I think he was mad at himself that he didn't, but no, that was a great play by him.
Speaking of that play, what's the vibe like in the huddle when you see something like that? Like he was telling us on Thursday that sometimes we're looking, he likes just to run into defenders just to kind of get guys jazzed up.
He does what? Sorry?
He runs into guys on purpose early, rather than trying to juke them or avoid them. He tries just to plow through them just to kind of get the motors going.
Yeah, no, he definitely is the workhorse for us, and he definitely brings that juice with the way he runs the ball. So I think he can keep doing that. I'm excited about that. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, he can do it all. He can make guys miss, run guys over, stiff arm guys. So I haven't seen anything he can't do yet.
Lately, what kind of confidence does that give y'all just heading into the postseason with this defense and the way it's producing right now?
A lot of confidence. I think we've noticed all along that the defense is a lot different this year, and they've been making some big time plays all year long. But anytime you can hold somebody 0 points is in the National Football League is pretty awesome. So like offense, I mean, I think they're trending in the right direction and making a lot of big time plays, and we're going to need a lot more of that next week.
How would you describe how your offensive line is playing right now?
They're playing good. I mean, anytime you can run the ball the way we're running the ball, it obviously is a testament to the O-line. And then in the past game, another game, no sacks. So they're playing really well as a unit, and they're going out there and handling business. There's a lot that's put on their plate with protections and different things that we do. So. And they're doing a great job. So we're going to need to keep leaning on them, obviously, like I said, with the run game, but pass game, they've been great.
On the fourth down play to Kraft, you got a pretty big play out of it. I'm sure you saw in the pictures afterwards that 9 was streaking down. Is it okay just get the ball out, make the play, get the first down? Are you okay with that? Do you need to see that the throw to 9 there?
No, yeah, it's one of those ones that I missed him. I came out and I felt the corner grabbing Tucker, and my eyes went to Christian. And right when my eyes went over there, I felt the corner just take off running, and I couldn't really tell where the safety was, if there was anybody over the top behind him. So, yeah, I didn't really get a good look at it, but it's definitely one that I missed. Definitely would have wished to be able to just lob a pass over the top and Christian score a touchdown. Happy with the first down on fourth down right there, but there's a much bigger play out there that we missed. So I'm disappointed in that one.
Hey, Jordan, when you saw Malik throw that pass to Jaden, I know you were pretty happy about it on the sideline. How has he impressed you this season in terms of just coming in and doing his job and doing it well? Yeah,
Malik's been awesome. Obviously, I mean, the games he started came in and played phenomenal. So we all know what Malik's about. We know what he's going to do when he gets in the game. And like you said, I mean, to come in, I've been there. When you come in cold and haven't played, haven't really warmed up all game, and to be able to drop a dime right there, I believe that was fourth down too, to Jaire. That was a great play. So, but we all know what Malik's about. Whenever he gets his opportunities, he goes out there and makes the most of them. So no surprise there.
Jordan, how big do you view this game coming up against Minnesota?
A very big game, division game, and then obviously we lost to them early in the season. So, one of these games that we got to get back. We got to go win this game, and we've talked about it earlier. We got to be able to beat these good teams. So the Vikings are a very good team, and we got to be able to go into their place and handle business. But it starts with the work we put in throughout the week and get the good game plan going. But yeah, we definitely owe these guys, and we'll be motivated to go play them.
How does the work week go this week? Do you come in tomorrow and start looking at Vikings film?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's the difficulty of preparing for that? They just have been blitzing like crazy, doing those heavy fronts and dropping. And how hard is that to prepare for? How much does the first game help you out with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, they definitely do a lot on defense. So it is, it's one of those games that you got to try and watch as much film as possible, see all the different looks, and just be prepared for whatever they might throw at us. But like you said, the first game we played them, we'll go back, watch that, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff to learn from and kind of get a beat on them. But, they're a good defense. They do a good job at disguising coverages, blitzing, and just bringing pressure. So, and obviously generating a lot of turnovers. So it's a good test for us.
Matt said to Lisa Salters at halftime that he challenged you guys to play 4 quarters of great football in all 3 phases. Do you think you guys did that tonight? And even though the Saints are struggling, what does that mean moving forward?
Yeah, no, I think collectively as a whole, I do think we played a complete 4-quarter game. I definitely think there's still so much more out there. I think, especially on offense, second half, I do think we didn't take advantage of some of the opportunities we had. And I think, we'll look at film and there will be a lot of stuff to clean up. But, I think just playing off each other, the defense, obviously, having that shutout and getting us the ball back multiple times helped out. But, I think we played a 4-quarter game, but I still think there's a lot out there for us.
2 more. So how do you get that stuff that's still out there? What's the key to taking that next step?
Yeah, I mean, just like I've said before, is being consistent. I think there's I don't think we're far off. I think we're right there. I think it might just be a missed throw here, not being able to hold up protection long enough. I just think it's little things that, when we start being more consistent and dialing in on these things that, the sky's the limit for the offense. But we're definitely not far off. It's just little things that we can clean up. And I'm sure I'll be disappointed to be able to look at film and see those little things that could have been even a bigger score on offense here for this game.
Good. Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.
That Jordan Love, and now the comments of Jaire Alexander. He always says the right things. Even admits when he could have made a better throw. I don't know how many quarterbacks usually do that.
Well, I think because we haven't been privy to that for the last 15 years. The guy before him, I thought, was pretty forthcoming, number 4. But 12 wasn't so easy to admit mistakes.
Yeah, nicely put. Kindly stated.
But I think he is what you see, and which is refreshing. But they're going to need for him to make some better throws than he did tonight when they played the Vikings.
Yeah, he's got to wow you a couple times, right?
Yeah.
In big games, quarterbacks have to.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Buffalo, you see him.
Yeah. I mean, and I hate saying this, but that's like your best, and he's one of the best players. I mean, Marquette's best player is Cam. What's Cam?
Cam Jones.
Cam Jones.
Yep.
When it comes time to when they play that big game against the big team, I need Cam Jones to show up.
Yeah, he's got to do something special at some points in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Well, because, and I think they expect themselves to do that as well. So, and there's no pressure. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I don't have an answer because don't know what it's like to the pressure of making $50 million a year. Does that exist?
No, there's no pressure to make. You just take the check, put it in the bank.
So you don't feel like you have to play at a certain level because of how much you're getting paid?
No, I just deposit it. Matter of fact, I don't even see it. It just goes in my bank account.
All right.
So you don't even know what the pressure is.
And now
you just know when your mama or your daddy call, they can get it.
You just know you're making an amount of money that you thought used to be what a country made, a small country. And in fact, you're getting it. All right, we have a couple minutes left.
Sure.
And this, people can go to Wisconsin on demand, and so they may not be hearing it live because it is 12:24 in the morning. I want you to talk as long as you want about Josh Jacobs as a great running back yourself, what you like about him or
You know what?
You
I'm
what
glad
you
asked
first
me that.
observed. You just start talking.
You know, I'm glad you asked me that because I was talking to some guys. Of course, you guys know I was live at Lambeau Field tonight. I was talking to some of the media types up in the press box, and I said, you know what, Homer, he's not the biggest guy. I mean, if you look at me, I'm probably a pretty big running back. He's not my stature.
In terms of height, weight, width?
Yeah, broadness, all that. But he's got and he doesn't have like that breakaway right now speed as Aaron Jones.
But he has he has some when he gets outside.
No, but he's got great lateral feet movement in and out of the holes. It's just amazing.
Wait a minute, stop. Great lateral feet movement?
Yes, in and out of the holes.
Okay.
It's just amazing. He makes these little subtle moves, subtle cuts that he can make you miss in a phone booth, in a 1-inch tight spot.
Which is kind of the exact opposite of a Barry Sanders who just did these amazing things. And you're saying this, you might not see it as clearly. And they might still get a chance to tackle him, but they don't.
They don't.
And you're saying this is great lateral foot movement.
Yes,
in and out of the holes. Can you compare him?
Like he could do stuff side to side. That's just incredible.
Does he remind you of anybody?
Well, I mean, I would say Barry Sanders could come to mind, but no, not really. I mean, but he's so powerful too that he has a forward lean that he can get under your pads.
Right, but it's not like he just runs straight through people. You know,
not often, but I think he can.
He can, but there's that what you're talking about that gets him that yardage.
That doggone stiff arm he had down on the goal line down there before he went in was just powerful. And no, he's not the biggest dude in the world. I mean, he's not. He's put together pretty good, but he's not.
Right, he's not.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's not.
He's not that tall, or he's not like you have these. Nobody says he has these thunder thighs or something like that. There's
not Eddie. How about this? He's not Eddie Lacy.
Yeah,
but runs like Eddie Lacy.
Mm-hmm.
But has more like lateral movement than Eddie Lacy.
So he's sneaky good.
Run as and what Matt LaFleur has also been able to do, Homer, is get him involved in the passing game on these small little slip screens, little touch passes here and there.
Because that skill works in that play as well.
Yeah, where Aaron Jones, he used to motion him out of the backfield into the slot, sometimes outside singled up as a receiver. They don't necessarily do that with Josh Jacobs. They more or less run these little swing patterns or these little slip screens they get to them, little short screens. They do a lot of creative stuff to get him the ball also without taking the handoff from Jordan Love. I guess the word I could be using is probably a elongated handoff.
Okay. Do you think
that stiff arm down the sideline was for real though?
Right. So he's so strong. I mean, he breaks tackles and all this kind of stuff. But you're right. It's not. You're not getting you're looking at somebody where they just kind of bounce off him because he's just so big and
right.
Like the guy with Baltimore.
Yeah. Or can I give you a word? Or Christian Okoye? Am I too old?
Yeah, that's very old. But yeah, I mean, no, somebody that's very big and he just runs through people.
Yes.
And that's the way people talk about Jacobs. But you're helpful in saying it's not the same. He's different, and this is the skill that he has.
Yeah, I mean, the honey badger, he just threw the honey badger out the way. And the honey badger is probably one of the better tacklers in the league.
Yeah, they list Jacobs at 5'10", 223.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's 5'10".
Yes.
But that's okay.
And I don't know that he's 223, or maybe I don't know how.
He's for real.
Do you think they knew he was as good as he's become, or do you think even they are surprised a little? I guess he was it a couple of years ago, and then he got hurt last year. So the numbers.
How about this? You never know. I'm just going to say this. You never know what you have in a guy until you get him on the field to see him. And I think it took a minute for Matt LaFleur to figure that out. And that happened after the bye week.
Yeah, he got 1,653 yards in 22, but then he carried 340 times. As far as receiving, he had a lot of. He had 53 catches there. Yeah, in 2022, he put up some amazing numbers, and then last year with the injury, he just didn't play as much, and numbers were way down. So, but yeah, he's. I mean, certainly Xavier McKinney has changed the team as well, but I just think he's changed the team even more because I certainly didn't believe it. I don't know how many people, and it's based on other coordinators, didn't think any running back would change till we'd be talking about 2 games now where we want the ball early and we're going to shove it down your throat. This is Mike Ditka kind of stuff.
Let's just say this, and they don't get enough credit. This old line now, sometimes this dude is running maybe 3 to 4 yards before contact even gets to him. And that's amazing.
Yes, and you're right. We have not talked about it. Jason has, and I will when he comes up, I think, how healthy they've been. It's rare that you have a season. But the biggest story there would be Walker and all the discussion early in the season. And I'd love to find out. I would ask you the same question. When you don't hear about it, but it's still impressive when a player who was getting some mention in a not positive way all of a sudden ended that mention. I don't know how often that occurs. I mean, if you have an issue with a player, you think all year long, well, one of the question marks is we just don't know which one's going to show up. And then Jaire would be that way for the injury part of it. But Walker's name doesn't even come up.
No.
And he's not getting charged. No. We'll have to look the penalties. Remember, there was like a penalty every.
Yeah.
And there are no penalties anymore.
Not happening. You slowed that down.
So I'll ask Jason about that. But yeah, an ascending team, and you believe the Packers have to beat the Vikings to prove they're ready for the playoffs. It's
well. Let me just say this. I don't think they have to beat the Vikings, but I don't want to see them go in there and get blown out.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. No, the important game would be the playoffs and not this game either way.
Correct.
But it would you can't use that as an excuse.
You're gonna end up in Atlanta or LA, right?
I think so. I haven't studied that closely, but I think if I'm on that team, if I'm on the Packers, I want to beat them. I want them. I want to show them.
But that doesn't stop me from saying that they can't win the Super Bowl. Just so you know.
Yeah. I don't think I would be shocked if the Packers won the Super Bowl because it requires them to have so many tough games go well. Yeah. And that's, I look back and I think that was huge for the Super Bowl when they won it because they knew they could handle Atlanta. And the Bears
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how often you go to some other place. Like last year, if the Packers would have gone to Detroit, we would have said they're just not losing that game, even as young as the Packers are. I just think they could beat Detroit, or I don't know any game. Look at these playoff teams, like in an NFC Championship game. The Packers play this team. I know they're winning. I don't know that there's that feeling like there was in 2010. You can beat Detroit, can beat Philly, can beat the Rams. Yes, you definitely expect to win against Atlanta or the Bucs and Washington, and then so you got Minnesota, the Rams, Philly, and Detroit. And to me, it's just hard if you have to beat two of those after your first game. So, all right. Any final word?
You got my final word already.
You're happy,
yeah,
but not that surprised.
Ascending team.
Ascending team. And do they get credit for ascending to some degree against New Orleans?
Yes.
All right. A shutout automatically gives you ascending defense. Doesn't matter who you play.
Devontae Wyatt.
Yes.
Zane Anderson. And Ezrin Cooper backed up the play that he had last week. God Almighty.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not that many days, just a few days. That's the benefit, if there is one, of playing Monday night. Because less than 6 days. We're almost at Wednesday when they start talking about the next game. It's Tuesday.
This is true.
Yep. Thanks, Gary.
True. All right, buddy.
Jason Wilde will close the show next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison always does New Year's Eve big, so join the celebration and make it a night to remember. On Tuesday, December 31st, we have New Year's Eve hot ticket drawings, both day and night, with a $5,000 grand prize at 4 p.m. and another $5,000 grand prize just after midnight. Plus, you'll enjoy rewards play, a live DJ, a wide selection of food and drink specials, and of course, our 95% average payout. Come for the drawings, stay for the party at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial.
Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's Urgent Care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Imagine a place where all your fitness needs are under one roof. Sarah Tauscher here. The Prairie Athletic Club has everything you need, from group fitness, personal training, CrossFit, and so much more. Join now and you can save $10 per month for your first year and enjoy 3 months of hot yoga for free. Kickstart your healthiest lifestyle all in one place at the back. Stop by today or visit prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Power rank the three of us. Who would you protect most the least?
No, you gotta do it.
We are matched up against clones of ourselves.
Yeah, obviously stroke person is pretty weak, so all the blows ain't gonna be too hard.
3, I'll go with Kyle.
God dang it! Right, gonna let me get beat up? Gonna let me get beat up right now? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison.
It's Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box Wine Line at 800-990-3776.
Creative and given a lot of different looks. Here's a handoff for the touchdown to Chris Brooks.
The Green and Gold morning show now. Historic because at the direction of Mark Tauscher, the post-game show started 5 minutes before the game ended. With 5 minutes remaining, as he appropriately stated, this game is over. At the time, it was 27-0. It ended at 34-0. And now every game, Mark Tauscher will have a prediction on when he thinks the post-game will actually start. And the man who works with him every day of the week, Monday through Friday for 3 hours, Jason Wilde, joins the program. Good morning, Jason.
Surprised you didn't start even earlier.
I think the fact that, well, I'll leave that up to him to explain, but I suspect there were other situations that prevented it. He's feeling about how early he can go and still not show lack of respect for the NFL. But this was a game where I believe he could have done it at half because you're ahead 21, and I didn't think that New Orleans could score 21 in maybe 2 games or even 3. But I will defer to you on that.
No, they were overmatched, clearly, and their offense really had very little going for it. So they could have kept playing till right now, and they might not have scored.
What and how do you differently assess the Packers after this win? Because in any NFL game, you win 34-0, people notice and should to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, look, they played the game that they have been searching for all year. It was a complete game. Their offense was productive largely through the run. They didn't need Love to do a whole lot. He avoided those mistakes and those bad decisions. He had one ball that he put in harm's way, but otherwise he was efficient again and mistake-free. They ran the ball extremely productively, even after they pulled Josh Jacobs. They had 9 different people run the football, including both quarterbacks. And on special teams, their punter was not as good as he normally is, but he was okay. And their kicker, on a weekend when both of their former young kickers missed critical kicks for their teams, their kicker was perfect. So special teams was good. Got a good return on the only kickoff they had from Keyshawn Nixon. And the defense pitched the first shutout of the season in the NFL. I don't care who you're playing. Those are all the things you want to do. Now, will the exact same performance occur next Sunday in Minneapolis? Probably not.
But when you're playing a team that you clearly are better than, and you're a 14.5-point favorite, and you win by 34, you did exactly what you were supposed to do, and you did it in textbook fashion. So does this change how I view them? No, but it certainly doesn't hurt how I view them. And I love the fact that LaFleur and Love and McKinney and Nixon are all talking about, yeah, we dominated them, but there was still a bunch of stuff we left out there in all three phases. So if you're a Packers fan and you don't feel good about this one, I'm not sure what I can do for you at this hour.
What did you like best about all that occurred with the defense?
Boy, it felt like they just did everything right? Like they stopped the run, they pressured the quarterback, they played good in the back end, even though they were missing 3 of their top 5 defensive backs. I mean, look, Zane Anderson coming in after they find out on Saturday that Evan Williams is not going to be able to play, even though they listed him as questionable, and getting his first NFL interception, that's a big deal. Keyshawn Nixon talking to Hafley over the headset and saying, hey, this blitz is there, and Hafley calling it, and him getting a strip fumble back on Rattler is huge. So they get 2 takeaways. I mean, the 196 yards that they allowed, a lot of it came in garbage time, and it was still the season low for them. Like, they're going to shoot up the rankings, both in terms of scoring defense and
scoring defense, they're now 6th.
Yeah, and I think they came in 8th or 9th.
Yes, zeros help.
So, zeros are great. But look, they're, and I admitted that I was wrong about this. I admitted it to Hafley, and I admitted it on the air that, I thought that they were going to be better sooner because I thought aggressive, simpler plan and scheme compared to the Joe Barry system was going to allow them to hit the ground running more than they did. But now, again, what matters past tonight is what they do against the really good teams. And I think that's why next Sunday is so important. Like, there are people that don't think the Vikings are, in fact, a really good team. I don't know how you look at a team that's 13-2 and not at least give them some credit. I mean, my God, you sound like Kirk Herbstreit otherwise. But look, they got 4 losses, 2 to the Lions, 1 to the Vikings, and 1 to the Eagles. Like, if you want to be believed as a Super Bowl contender, probably got to go to Minneapolis and beat those guys. And then maybe people look at you in a different light. I don't think, like I said, I don't think this changes the view of them, but I think it's a really encouraging thing for the guys inside the building to have done this, to feel good about what they did, and to feel good about what they're capable of.
I want to give all the credit to Edrin Cooper. He had a high of 10 tackles, 8 solo, tackle for loss. But I need either more information to defend my position or for you to say, Homer, there's just so much more going on. And he's nice, but calm down.
Well, he's more than nice. He's somewhere in between he's nice and he deserves all the credit is probably where you should land.
Has he made other people better or not?
I don't know if I can say that, but he is definitely a very good player. Like, again, Kingsley Enagbare putting him in the Hall of Fame after last week's game in Seattle was a smidge premature. But for him to come out and without Quay Walker in the lineup, and I haven't looked at the snap counts yet, but for him to do what he did tonight, I mean, it's like Hafley said, he eats up so much grass. Like, there's a guy that looks like he's got room to run, and then suddenly there's 56, and the guy's down on the ground. Imagine what he's going to be able to do once he really knows what the heck he's doing. So, he looks like, I don't think it's premature to say he looks like a really, really good football player. So we'll see how that plays out. But look, they got Devontae Wyatt is starting to look like the guy he was before he hurt his ankle. Like early in the season, he was their best defensive lineman. And he had another sack tonight. That's 2 in 2 weeks. I think that's really encouraging. Again, I don't think they were challenged much by Spencer Rattler, but their secondary, without Bullard, without Williams, and without Alexander, you didn't see very many instances where guys were running free and Rattler just couldn't get them the ball. Like even Eric Stokes almost had a pick. So I just think that there's so much good going on, and it's not just in this game, that there's reason to think, okay, can they carry this over against teams that are far better than the Saints? Not to the same degree, but I think probably, and that gives them a chance at every game they play.
All right, we will get to the Boucher Automotive drive of the game, and this is more kind of the injuries, the injury report presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Just wondering about Christian Watson, or what was originally thought and what they're saying now. Anytime Christian Watson has any injury, there is by definition a concern.
No doubt, and the fact that he suffered the injury at the end of that run, went back into the game, and then came back out. And then LaFleur said after the game that there was certainly concern there. That was not encouraging.
Yeah, what do you mean by concern? That's the word that caught everybody's attention.
Yeah, they're going to do more tests in the morning, but contrast that with what he said about Jacobs, which was basically, I took him out, he could have gone back in, because it looked like he was favoring his left arm as he came off the field. So the fact that he didn't use the word concern with Jacobs and used it with Watson.
Yeah, concern makes me think there's a wonder if he's going to play against the Vikings or if he's going to be 100%. It's somewhere in there. You'd have to accept.
That's a reasonable inference. And then, I could barely speak, and I'm trying to be economical with my words, which is not a strength of mine here. But I did barely blurt out the question about Evan Williams at the end of the press conference. And LaFleur said there's absolutely concern.
He's out a couple of weeks, right?
He's out a couple of weeks, which I was not expecting that to be the answer. I don't know if he felt bad because I could barely talk or what, but that's not great. That's a problem. So I think somewhere in between no concern about Jacobs and the level of concern there is for Williams is where Watson lands. Now that's a lot of space to cover, but I don't think we're going to wake up tomorrow and find out he tore his ACL. It looked like that defender landed on his knee funny, and maybe it's just a bruise, but right now it was enough that they felt like, hey, we got to get him out, and they put him back in and then pulled him back out, and that's not usually when they put a guy in, they feel good about where he's at. And the fact that they pulled him back out makes me wonder.
Again, the injury report presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Is there anybody else? I think you pretty much covered them all, right?
Yeah, the only others are the guys that didn't play to begin with.
Right. I am on record. Jaire is going to play against the Vikings. And I have no inside information. I have no information, inside or outside.
That sounds about right.
I think he is going to play. All right, the drive of the game presented by Boucher Automotive. I was really interested in the first drive because I thought, are they going to run the ball just like they did? And they pretty much did.
Yeah, but I would pick the second drive.
Okay.
17 plays, 96 yards, 8 minutes, 55 seconds. That was the longest drive of the year in terms of plays. longest drive of the year in terms of time elapsed, and tied for the longest drive of the year in terms of yards.
And it should have been two players shorter because he could have hit Watson for an easy touchdown. But even then, he still got a pass to Kraft for 21 yards. So you can't really explain too much. And then 2 more runs by Jacobs, and the final 14 yards were done.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you can come out of a drive with a touchdown and you're looking back on the drive with regrets because you missed a potential touchdown, that's a pretty damn good drive.
Yep.
So that should definitely be the drive of the game presented by Boucher Automotive, where we ride with you every mile, especially at the Greenfield Nissan dealership, where my guys Mike Hansen and Scott Foote always take great care of me.
And then they scored on the third drive, so it was 21-0 after 3 drives. I don't have the Institute didn't look at that. Just doesn't happen very often. I don't care who you're playing.
Yeah, I that's the first time it's happened since 2020. And that's not the Institute. That was ESPN on the broadcast. But kudos to Alex Strofe, the host of Green Bay Game Day, who predicted in his Gruberlov's one call for the game, that they would score touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and he nailed it.
That is impressive. All right, you want to put a final comment in on Boucher Automotive? How many cars you had? 6? How many have you bought from Boucher Automotive?
Well, I'm sitting in my garage in one of them, and the other one is parked next to me, Paula's Pathfinder. So I'll tell you this. I know that I'm still behind you in the number of total vehicles purchased or leased lifetime.
Yes.
But
you're closing.
I don't have. Yeah, and while I'm not excited about having 2 drivers in the not-too-distant future, I know that Boucher will take care of them the way they take care of me and the way they take care of everybody, because they really do ride with you every mile.
And lastly, what would you say is an appropriate confidence for the next game at Minnesota against the Vikings?
I think it's got the potential to be a whale of a game. Like a replay of Packers-Lions on that Thursday night. I mean, that was a great game to watch.
Right.
I mean, I know the Packers lost, and Packers fans don't think the same way I do, but that was an entertaining game. And so I think this one's got the potential to be that again, and you know, I'm looking forward to being there in person for this one. And crazy things always seem to happen in Minneapolis, so we'll see what happens. But look, if there is a difference between the Vikings and the Packers, we're going to find that out. But I don't think there is a big difference, and so I'm eager to see if this is another one that comes down to the end, like that Lions game did on December 5th.
And there could be another one after that. Jason, thanks for doing this with the cough at the time that you did. So,
I hope I'm good for having done this for 75 years now. Anything that I need to do to be able to do 3 hours tomorrow?
Yeah, tea and honey. It's the best by far. Not even close.
I just drank tea for the first time in my office while I was writing. So I guess this is an improvement, so maybe that'll work.
Get some honey in there, too. It really helps. All right. Thanks, Jason.
All right, Homer. Take care. Be good.
I will close it out with a final thought or number or two next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Which program is more dysfunctional, the Wisconsin Badgers or the Chicago Bears? I'm just relating it back to this weekend. I'm just relating it back.
I'm a fan of both.
Jim's 2 favorite teams. It's Jim's fault. Like, these teams are the reason they are the way they are because of Jim. as well.
Jim is a football curse.
Yeah, maybe.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial.
Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly see you next time Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison always does New Year's Eve big, so join the celebration and make it a night to remember. On Tuesday, December 31st, we have New Year's Eve hot ticket drawings, both day and night, with a $5,000 grand prize at 4 p.m. and another $5,000 grand prize just after midnight. Plus, you'll enjoy rewards play, a live DJ, a wide selection of food and drink specials, and of course, our 95% average payout. Come for the drawings, stay for the party at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
They brought in Josh Jacobs, and he has been a great fit. Wide open on 2nd down and 1 is Kraft. Catch and run, and another big play. He gets 28.
That is the end of the Packers versus the Saints. Packers win 34-0. It wasn't that close because it isn't that long when Sunday the Packers will play in the Twin Cities against the Vikings. It has been changed. It is a 3:25 start on Fox. The Packers are a 1.5 underdog. The over-under is 48.5. If you want to pick the Packers to win, you bet 100, you'll win 105. You pick Minnesota, you got to bet 125 to win 100. That's very close. But there are different people and different groups that study this stuff, and it seems they like the Packers as much as the Vikings. ESPN, Packers have a 55.2% chance to beat the Vikings on Sunday. That's surprising me, given it's at home. There are others. But again, I would say that the fact that it is a flip of the coin in every way means there's a great deal of respect for the Packers. The Vikings, as good as they've been, and at home, A flip of the coin means those who get paid to be right and lose if they're wrong have immense belief in how good the Packers are to call the game basically a flip of the coin. So that's the first of what will be 6 days on a huge game, with the understanding context that they could play again, and that one will be the really important one. And there'll be discussion about all the different possibilities as far as the playoffs. But you need to know only one thing. To get to the Super Bowl, the Packers are going to have to win 3 straight road games. That's the odds of that not occurring are very small. So if the Packers are that good and maybe can get a little help along the way as they did in 2010, and I don't know yet what that is, they could do it. But 3 on the road is what you need to know. And the Packers, the Vikings, is now at 3:25 on Fox. It's 1 a.m. and just getting started. I know what's next. It has to be national. No one else is working at 1 a.m. on Christmas Eve. No complaint. Not after a 34-0 win. Next.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Ryan Stefanchuk.
Board certified in sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, Dr. Stefanchuk specializes in non-operative treatment of the spine, chronic pain, all joints, all musculoskeletal problems, and more, emphasizing holistic care first, with a focus on diet, sleep, stress management, and social connections for a patient's well-being. At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.